Welcome to Harv Collins Field in Norman as the Jenks Trojans are on the road to try to lick their wounds from last week's loss to the Bixby Spartans, who jumped to number 1 in the country. But the Trojans have their work cut out for them again tonight with the undefeated Norman Tigers ranked 4th in the state in 6A Division I on Jenks Trojan TV. Don King along with Dr. Eric Fox, former Jenks assistant coach and assistant principal at Jenks High School, and Rob Labor, director of public information for the Jenks schools. Good to have you with us on a beautiful night for football. First of all, Dr. Fox, Jenks, boy, they took a whipping last week on defense, but they can't worry about that. They've got their hands full again tonight with Norman.
No, you got to learn and move on, and you got to move on quickly because this Norman Tiger team is 4-0. They're undefeated. Something that's new. We've been to this field many times, but it hasn't always been Norman Tigerized.
Right.
And our Trojan TV fans can see the big Tiger logo. Used to be shared by Norman North and Norman High School, so it's now their own, and they want to stake their claim to being one of the best teams in the state tonight against the Trojans.
They are 4-0, 1-0 in district play after last week, so the Trojans need to win this one. And last year, Norman went 10-2 and shared the district title with Jenks and the Bixby Spartans. Right now, we'll take a look at the weather, and it is sunny, 83 degrees, should be down into the high 70s by the end of tonight's game. And the weather sponsored by the Lodge Eatery and Pub in downtown Jenks. And, of course, the Lodge Eatery is your official Trojan watch party for Trojan games. Now let's go to the starting lineups for tonight's game.
The defensive starters tonight for your Jenks Trojans are presented by U.S. Army.
Luke McAnally, Jr., defensive line.
Brett Pangburn, Senior, D-line. Orlando Williams, Jr., defensive end.
Cade Klein, sophomore, outside linebacker. Carson Odom, sophomore, outside linebacker. Pierce Brand, Jr., inside linebacker.
Clark Carricker, Jr., safety.
Hayes Gillum, Senior, DB. Joshua Charleston, Jr.
Caleb Dillard, Jr., safety.
Lincoln Middlestat, Senior, corner. Owen Mahan, Jr., kicker.
Sam McCowan, Jr., long snapper.
The defensive starters tonight for your Jenks Trojans are presented by U.S. The offensive starters tonight for your Jenks Trojans are presented by Batteries and Bulbs.
Adonfe Rue, Jr., O-line.
Malik Craig, Senior, offensive line.
Landon Webb, Jr., offensive line.
Riley Kester, Senior, offensive line.
Jamison Mobley, freshman, O-line.
Braxton Daniel, Jr., tight end.
Jalen Cato, Jr., receiver.
Caleb Dillard, Jr., wide receiver.
Cade Klein, sophomore, wide receiver.
Katie Jones, Senior, running back.
Landon Kazar, Jr., quarterback.
Let's go down to a third member of our crew, Rob Labor. He has his player to bank on tonight.
Hey, Don, thanks very much. I'm looking tonight, guys, at number 30, Pierce Brand, the 5'10", 185-pound inside linebacker for the Trojans. You know, we hear football coaches talk a lot about they want guys who are dogs. Well, Pierce Brand, through the first 4 games of the season, has been an absolute dog for this Trojan defense. The guy's been everywhere, second on the team in total tackles with 34. He had 12 alone last week to go along with a tackle for loss. He's also got a fumble recovery, 2 pass breakups. He's been one of the most frequently called names by Don King on Trojan TV this season, and a guy who as a junior is just going to keep getting better, more and more comfortable. He's been just a gamer for this Trojan defense, really sets the tone for that entire unit. So my eyes tonight, guys, are on number 30, Pierce Brand.
All right, one of 4 players last week to have 10 or more tackles in the win against Bixby. Let's go to Coach Fox and get his player to bank on.
Well, I'll go with another junior. That's Jalen Cato, number 11, wide receiver. Lines up as that slot position. A lot of defensive coaches coaches are always looking for number 2, K.D. Jones, and where Caleb Dillard is on the field. And last week, Cato demonstrated that you cannot take him for granted. Had 2 huge catches to keep a drive alive and move the sticks on a 4th down pickup and a 3rd down pickup. So look for Jalen Cato to contribute to this offense and keep getting better. Over 200 yards so far, and I expect more tonight.
Leading receiver on the team last year is number of receptions. He's second now after his big week last week, a career high 6 catches against the Bixby Spartans. We're about ready to go. The Trojans will get the ball to start the game, and you saw the starting lineups. Let's talk a little bit about Landon Kazar, career high 346 yards passing last week, 4 touchdown passes. He had 4 against Union. I don't know that there's been a Jenks quarterback that back-to-back games with 4 TD passes. I'll have to look that up, but that's a pretty good start to the season for him.
Well, when you listen to those stats and you say, with this Jenks defensive unit, that's certainly enough to get a win. Unfortunately, last week for the Trojans, it was not. Great production by Landon and the offense in the first half. They're going to have to play 4 quarters tonight. But really excited about his poise and the way he has led this offense so far this season.
Norman is 4-0 as they were a year ago when the Trojans hosted the Tigers and beat them at Allen Trimble Stadium. That was a final score of 31-12. And this year, Norman started off winning against Norman North in the first game ever at Norman North's new stadium. As Eric mentioned, they're not sharing this stadium anymore, and Norman took care of their arch rival, their crosstown rival, 19-13. And then the next week, they beat Santa Fe 44-21, beat a state-ranked 6A Division II team, Piedmont, 37-7, and last week disposed of Edmond North in Edmond, 35-25. Crew Nose is their top player, number 2. He can do it all for the Tigers. He'll play safety. They'll move him up at linebacker, tight end, running back, and can also play wildcat quarterback. So Crew Nose, number 2, is a guy we'll keep an eye on tonight. Meanwhile, K.D. Jones is deep, awaiting the kickoff, and he is flanked by Cade Klein, who leads the team in kickoff returns this year. So 13th meeting between the two schools. Jenks has won 11. Norman has won 1 game, and that was the very first time they met. 1992 semifinals at Oklahoma State. You remember that game?
I do remember that game.
14-8 was that final. Norman winning that game. Norman went on to beat Lawton Eisenhower the next week for their only state championship.
How has the game changed since 1992? That was a semifinal game.
Yeah.
14-8 final score.
Yes. Well, here we go. Glad you are with us on a beautiful night from Norman. And a line drive kick taken at the 26, upfield. And down at the 40-yard line is Cato.
Cato already making me look smart tonight. I like that. Obviously not wanting to risk it to get it to K.D. Jones deep. It's going to be the battle of the deuces tonight, Rob. Number 2 for the Trojans, number 2 for the Tigers.
Yeah, and you mentioned the offense last week, not able to rush for 100 yards. So KD has been itching to get back out there along with his offensive line. We know this Jenks offense can hurt you in a number of ways, but I'm sure KD has been chomping all week to get back out there and tote the rock.
Yeah, it was had to be a career low last week, 45 yards rushing. Did have a 55-yard kickoff return. Did have a couple of nice catches, one for a long touchdown. And now we got procedure already against the Trojans to move them back 5. We haven't seen much of that here this season, but it raised its ugly head a little bit last week.
Saying just move there on the left tackle position, little flinch. I didn't see it, but that's what they called right when we got set.
By the way, the kickoff was brought to you by Westlake Ace Hardware in Jenks at 101st Place South. Open tonight till 8. Here's a nice play for K.D. Jones. He got the 5 yards back and then some.
Yeah, we could see why that left tackle was ready to move. He does a nice job of pulling around and leading up through the hole for K.D. and getting right back on the ball to keep this tempo up.
That's Kester, the All-State left guard. Braxton Daniel, tight end in motion. They fake. They throw out to Caleb Dillard. He's been on fire. And look at him get the first down into Norman territory.
Great blocks out there on the periphery. Malachi doing a nice job blocking there. Caleb, Braxton Daniel, all those guys.
So nice to see Malachi Dillard in after he missed the previous week after that pass play of 17. KD plows forward for about 5.
Yeah, I apologize, Don. That was, instead of Malachi, that was Nas Charleston out there.
Gain of 5 to the 37-yard line. This next carry by KD will be history-making. Here's a long catch into the end zone. What a catch that was by Caleb Dillard. Wow, that's an all-state catch if you've ever seen one.
Robbie gets inside position there on the defensive back, and Landon just lays it out there for him to run under it so that nobody has a play on it, and does a great job of extending and then keeping the ball through the contact with the ground.
Yeah, I think one of the things that hasn't been talked enough about Landon Gazar is just his ability to deliver that deep ball, right? And he threw that ball well before Caleb Dillard was even open, right? You throw your guy open, put it in a spot, let him run underneath it. Perfectly executed there by the Trojan quarterback and wide receiver. And Caleb Dillard with those strong hands winning the battle in the end zone to bring it down.
Well, they're going to go for 2 on a fake. They don't make it. Wow. A little bit of a gamble here, so the Trojans get on the board first, but mess up the extra point. 1:10 into the game.
Life doesn't wait for you to slow down. When you're moving fast and something doesn't feel right, Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma is here to help you stay in motion. Through our combined expertise in orthopedic surgery, non-surgical medicine, and comprehensive whole patient treatment, our team has your back and every other joint too. Ready to get back out there? Visit AOOK.com and let's move forward together. Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma. Heal, recover, advance.
So the 37-yard pass play from Landon Kazar to Caleb Dillard. That's Landon's, let me look it up here. That is his 13th touchdown pass in 5 games now. This is the 5th game, and Dillard's 7th touchdown catch. They're on pace to put themselves in the history book for single seasons, what they're on their way to accomplish. Well, here's the kickoff. It'll be a short kick, taken at the 20-yard line, near the sideline. That is Addix Sanders, a starting player in the defensive backfield, and he'll get up near the 30-yard line. Well, let's talk about this defense. They gave up 66 points last week, 4th most ever against Jenks, and the most in 60 years. They gave up 595 yards, 2nd most in history, and gave up 6 touchdown passes to Carson Kirby, which is an all-time record now against Jenks.
Yeah, a lot of poor tackling. I know that made that point of emphasis this week. And you can't give a team like Bixby with all its offensive weapons any extra advantages by taking poor technique to tackle the ball.
Missed 20 tackles last week. They'll rotate quarterbacks around, and it looks as though 14 is their normal starter, Cash Kortner. And he's going to pass on first down. He's going to air it out on first down. He's got a man there, double covered and knocked away brilliantly at the 40-yard line by the Trojans. And what a season Ace Gillum is having.
They locked in there on Addix Sanders, the guy who got the kickoff return, and like you said, he was bracketed there. He had somebody over the top and the safety underneath, and they were looking for the post all the way. It didn't look like the quarterback looked anywhere else. So, if that's the kind of deep ball that they're going to throw, it's going to be hard to make a living on that all night long. Not a high percentage pass.
Pierce Brand is number 30, the Harvest player to bank on from Rob Labor. He's in the middle. They're going to run the ball. They get past Brand. And up to about the 31-yard line. Again, Gillum, I think, in on the tackle.
And a couple changes, guys, on this Trojan defense tonight. The junior linebacker, Devin Whalen, is out with an injury. So Clark Carricker moves down from the safety position into a linebacker spot. And Naz Charleston is at one of the starting safety positions as they shuffle things up on the defensive side.
Charleston is number 4, 5'11", 170 junior. This running play doesn't do much, couple of yards. On the run by number 7, that's Anthony Johnson.
Pangburn doing a nice job of keeping things locked down there. They're bringing Kester in. Short yardage, not sure whether or not first it looked like Norman was going to keep their offense on the ball. Remember, Bixby ran a fake on their first punt. That was very successful, so I'm sure the Trojans were watching for that.
Yeah, not only 20 missed tackles last week, but a lot of busts, too, with regard to things like that, giving up the fake punt for a long pass play. They are going to punt it if they can get it off, and they do. The punt by Haynes Hartsock, a senior receiver. And KD back and lets it be down at the 35-yard line. So good start by the Jenks defense, Coach Fox.
Yeah, they shut down that first pass play, gave up a lot on that second down run play, and that's what Coach is worried about. You know, they have such a big weapon there, and Anthony Johnson and Crew Knowles, both of those guys. But Johnson listed at 6'1", 214. He plays more like about a 214-pound fullback, tailback combination there. And so, but did a nice job on third down, shutting him down to force 3 and out.
Trips left. Caleb Dillard is the inside receiver. They throw it out, and KD can't come up and hang on to that one.
Looked like Landon either thought that KD was going to drift more towards the line of scrimmage or just a little, either misfire or miscommunication there. Had the right play call, but couldn't connect.
All right, so the next time KD carries the ball, he will pass Richie Kalmus for second on all-time list for most carries. Second and 10 at the 35. KD turns nothing into a couple of yards. And the tackle made by number 9, Harris Bolentine, senior defensive back.
Quickly back on the ball on third and long.
Kazar's 2 for 2, 54 yards and a touchdown here in the early going. The Trojans scored the first time they had the ball, but botched the extra point, so it's 6-0. No fault of the kicker, Owen Mahan. They went for 2. Fake on the jet sweep. Here's a throw down the fade on the sideline, and it's well overthrown and incomplete. So 4th down, and the Trojans will have to punt.
Looking for KD down the boundary on the wheel route there. And like you said, just put the ball not too much far in front of him, but just too far outside for him to have a chance to make a play.
Caleb Dillard does most of the punting. He had cramped up in the 4th quarter last week, and so they brought in Riley Kester to punt and did well. But Dillard will just back to doing the honors. Fair catch called for, taken at the 26-yard line, and so Norman will take over, down 6. 37-yard kick.
One thing a little different right there for Caleb was the fact that he didn't do kind of that rugby style running on the run punt and just sat there in one spot and kicked it downfield. We have not seen him do that very much this year.
So Clark Carricker, as Rob mentioned, is number 12, is one of the linebackers. Not much pressure there. Caught and down immediately. Good job defensively by the Trojans. Number 7 in on the stop. That's not number 7. I guess number 3, Middlestead.
Just a little in route there by the ex-receiver, Bob Built, and Lincoln did a nice job just being all over that and securing the tackle, getting some help.
2nd and 7. Oh, look at that. Oh, it's a fake. Nice fake. And the run up to the 41-yard line. Nice play. Grayson May. Here's the quarterback. First down.
I think most people, including Carson Odom, thought that they had a pretty good tackle around the line of scrimmage. And
no kidding. So a gain of 10 gives them their initial first down. Here's another running play up the gut. That'll go for 3 yards. Gummed up nicely by the nose guard and Luke McAnally, and Carricker coming up on number 7, Anthony Johnson, who is a senior running back.
Got to give it up for Carricker, moving from that safety position, inside linebacker. Good defensive player, good athlete, but a little different skill set on the interior part of that box.
The Trojans jump. The encroachment. Pagburn is guilty. That'll make it 2nd and 2. Yeah, I would think this defense has their ears pinned back a little bit after last week.
Well, I know this whole team was ready to get back on the bus and start playing some ball. They're lined up waiting to board 15 minutes early.
2nd and short. Oh, bobble. And May covers it.
Rob looked like it was a little bit of a quarterback option there. Give or keep, miscommunication.
Yeah, similar to a couple of plays ago when he was able to take it and fake out the entire Jenks sideline, hand up. I didn't know he had the ball 2 plays ago, but as well executed as that play was, that one on the opposite end of the spectrum, and they're fortunate to get it back.
So now they face 3rd and 6. Passing quarterback is back in. A flag is down, and he is ushered out of bounds at the 42-yard line. That's the same quarterback, Grayson May. I beg your pardon.
I would think that's going to be holding.
Yeah, Pierce Brand was coming through on a blitz, guys, and looked like he kind of got grabbed up high, kind of grabbed a handful of jersey there up around the shoulder pad area just to get enough of him to slow him down. And the referee's flag came out for that, I think.
Last week, Bigsby rushed for 355 yards. That's the 3rd most against Jenks in history, and the most since 1964. And after all of that last week, the Spartans ascended to number 1 in the country by the Massey ratings.
So should we be honored, or should we be flattered?
I think so.
We helped them catapult to the top of the country.
Right. Jenks is number 55 in the country. So after the penalty, moves it back to the 33-yard line. It's 4th and about 14. May throws the fade. Got him open. Oh, and then it was almost picked off by Caleb Dillard, who had 15 tackles, and he took a shot.
Yeah, Caleb was actually playing the ball, and you see Knowles there. I don't know. I mean, some people might even call that targeting because he hits him up high. But Dillard does a nice job of breaking over on the ball. Brings up the big 4th down.
Meanwhile, on the other end, Luke McAnally just smashed the quarterback. He stood in there and took a wallop from Luke McAnally. Luke McAnally, if you're unaware, not a small person.
No. Number 8 in honor of his brother, Jack, who was a good linebacker for Jenks. What a high kick this is, and KD camps under it near the 30-yard line. He's only returned 1 punt this year, and that was for 5 yards, or 9 yards. We'll take a break and come right back.
Go ahead.
Life doesn't wait for you to slow down. When you're moving fast and something doesn't feel right, Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma is here to help you stay in motion. Through our combined expertise in orthopedic surgery, non-surgical medicine, and comprehensive whole patient treatment, our team has your back and every other joint too. Ready to get back out there? Visit AOOK.com and let's move forward together. Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma. Heal, recover, advance.
Rocky Martin is the head coach of the Norman Tigers in his 9th year. as the head coach, and he has had some outstanding teams, including the one last year, 10-2, that beat Bigsby in the regular season finale. That put Norman, Jenks, and Bigsby all with one loss in the district, so tri-champions, if you were. But with the tie-breaking points, marginal points, it was Bigsby finishing first, Jenks second, Norman third. Norman had to go on the road, won their first round game, and then lost in the quarterfinals. Rocky Martin out of Denver, Colorado. He helped Cherry Creek to 3 state championships, was the Colorado Defensive Player of the Year in 1996.
John Elway's son played at Cherry Creek.
Okay.
It's quite an auspicious school district.
Midway through this first quarter, Jenks up 6-0. KD gets loose. 40. Look out. See you later. KD Jones busts it loose from 70 yards out.
Rob, not only does he hit the highway, just the acceleration there, and just you could see the hunger getting back into the end zone after such a rough week last week.
Yep, KD gets the ball in space like that, and he sees all that room in front of him blocking on the edge. It's not a highway, Coach Fox. It's an Autobahn at that point. It's pick your speed. Just ramped it up all the way to the end zone, and you know that feel good for the senior tailback.
Yes.
It's more than just a rivalry. It's tradition. It's pride. It's Jenks versus Bixby. Win or lose, we know this game just means more. At Mabry Bank, we stand behind both Trojans and Spartans and the families and businesses that make each of these communities great. No matter what colors you wear tonight, we are proud to be your hometown bank. Mabry Bank. You matter at Mabry.
23, thank you. So a 70-yard drive in one play puts the Trojans up 13-0 on the 70-yard run by KD Jones. That's a little vitamin KD you're looking for, aren't you?
We've been missing that vitamin KD.
And the Trojans, looks like they're on their way to a 100-yard day, as Rob mentioned earlier. Trojans last week, 30 carries for 60 yards. Third time in 2 years that they were under 100 yards. They lost all 3 games. Lost to Owasso in the semifinal last year, and then Bixby last year at Bixby. The last 37 years since 1989, the Trojans have rushed for less than 100 yards 31 out of 452 games. Wow. 31 times they've been held to just under 100, and they lost 20 of those 31. So that's a trend to always remember for the Trojans. If they can run for over 100 yards, they're usually victorious.
So far, special teams has played better as well. Zion Castleberry did a nice job of stopping that kickoff return there.
Kortner, the junior, back in at QB. Straight handoff. Brand is in the middle of it, makes the tackle on Johnson. And a gain of 3 to make it 2nd and 7. Thanks to our Trojan TV crew tonight, Mason Prince, the rest of the crew working hard tonight. Quarterback looking for an opening. Now he just fires it away. Nobody there.
I don't know. He's not outside the tackle box. There's nobody near that. I don't know how that's not a
me either
intentional grounding call. Wow. There's nobody within, I don't know, 8 yards at least, maybe 12 yards of that ball, and he's not outside the tackle box.
That's exactly what Adam Gaylor and the defensive coaching staff down here are saying to the referee, saying there was nobody there, but they're not listening this time.
Tigers 14-2 since the start of last year. Won 8 in a row here at home. Pressure's on. Quarterback gets away for a little bit anyway, and up to the 31-yard line. He'll be a yard shy of the first down. I think it was Kate Clyde that hit him initially.
Good closing speed right there by the defense. Klein coming up as well as Pierce Brand, keeping him short of the line to gain, just barely there. I guess they're gonna measure. Rob, what do you think?
While they
get in position here, guys, to kind of look at it. Yeah, I think they're going to be just a couple inches short.
All right.
Malachi Dillard out there with some of the initial contact on that last tackle, and good to see him back out there after being dinged up last week against Bixby.
Yes, it is.
Important to use him tonight, especially as they're bringing Carricker down into the box at that inside linebacker position.
That is tight, man. You could put a piece of paper through there. That's about it.
How many guys does it take to measure, Rob?
No kidding. Let's measure it again.
We might need some robots, some AI, and some lasers down here, guys. I think they have finally determined that he is literally the skin of the football short. So now decision time for Rocky Martin.
Fourth and inches. They'll bring Kester in of the defensive line.
I don't think it's 4th and inches. It's got to be 4th and inch, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly right.
We'll go with 4th and a toenail.
All right. Jamison Mobley is in as well at nose tackle, starting offensive tackle, freshman.
Got the Wildcat in there with Knowles.
Yeah, he hadn't touched the ball yet. I think they're trying to draw him off sides. Now they got to call a timeout.
Even with Knowles and the Wildcat, I just think if it's 4th and that close, I know there's a lot of teams that don't go under center anymore, but I know the tush push is making a change in how things happen too, but I just can't believe you don't end up under center right there.
Right. I was thinking the same thing as well. You just don't see that anymore. It's so advantageous in those situations. Jenks, I'm trying to think if Kazar's been under center yet this year.
But, I mean, to the other side of that, if you're not used to going under center, then when you do go under center, it's a totally different feel for the quarterback, for the center, obviously. And so, I mean, I understand if you never go under center, but I would like to have that option from time to time at least.
Miss it. Still miss the fullback in
I'm
there.
old school. See,
counter play.
I was around when they were scoring 14-8 in the semifinal game, you know, so what do I know?
Coming from a guy, shoulder pads probably and had a big neck roll, right?
Oh, yeah, the big,
like right there.
Like Bosworth used to wear? Oh, yeah. Well, what are they going to do? They called timeout. If you're going to run a play, run a play. What do you
Yeah, they're trying to draw you off sides.
Yeah,
now they're going to call the timeout. And
all right, so Cruz with the neon green shoes. Easy to spot him. He's going to try to run it, and he's going to get it. Pierce, we're waiting on him.
Yeah, Pierce Brand does a nice job of getting through trash and trying to bring him down, but he just didn't need very much. Gets enough of the line to gain.
Got 2 for Crew Nose. Can do a little bit of everything. Wildcat, he's going to stay in. Can play tight end, wide receiver, safety, cornerback, linebacker. His brother was an all-state player, Dax Nose, who originally signed with OU, but is now at Iowa Western Community College, where a couple of Trojans have gone before.
Not much give right there on that Wildcat sweep to the right side into the boundary.
3:52, just under 4 minutes to go here in the first quarter. And one of the quarterbacks is back in, Kortner, and that one's incomplete.
I think there's a penalty flag back in the backfield, so you'd think this would be a holding call.
They've completed one pass for 3 yards.
Right now, their schemes have not really involved a number of guys here, so not only has the zone been effective, but on that play, and especially on the very first play, pretty much getting double coverage downfield makes it really hard for that quarterback to fit anything in.
They've got to get up to the 43-yard line, and the line of scrimmage is the 22. So second down and 21. For Kortner, the running back, or the quarterback, with Johnson back there with him, number 7. And I don't even see Knowles in the game. And a quick pass out to Johnson. And eaten up at the 24-yard line.
That time they had trips up at the top of the formation, one-on-one coverage down here, so they try to leak Johnson out into the back, just kind of like a little slip screen, try to get that tackle out in front of him to help block. But the Trojans reading that all over it.
Gain of only 2 to make it 3rd and 19. Trojans leading 13-0. A 37-yard TD pass from Landon Kazar to Caleb Dillard, and then a KD Jones 70-yard run have accounted for the touchdowns. Fake the quick drop, then hope for the wheel. Can't get it. Jenks has it covered, and the quarterback has to scoot away from the backfield, and Carson Odom catches up with him at the 27.
No, it's Charleston, Caleb Dillard. I'm sorry.
No, you're
I was just going to say, those guys reading that wheel route all over it and not giving the quarterback any space to move.
So another punting situation for Norman. Boy, that's the second snap that's bounced back to him. And out of bounds it goes after the punt by Holzer, the senior starting linebacker.
Craving comfort? Waldo's Chicken and Beer has you covered. Sink your teeth into our crispy southern fried or juicy rotisserie chicken. And don't forget our scratch-made sides like mac and cheese plus our original sauces. So grab a beer and get clucking to Waldo's. 71st and Yale, Broken Arrow, and Inawasa. Waldo'sChicken.com.
Hi, this is Matt McCoy, former Jenks Trojan. I'm a proud Trojan sponsor this fall. I'm excited for Coach Gaylor and the team. I'd love to help you with your insurance. Please give me a call for a free quote or come by my office at 81st and 129th.
Matt McCoy Insurance bringing you the replays this season on Trojan TV. Former Trojan All-Stater. Kazar, quick pass out, 45-yard line to Dillard. Look at him dive to the first down marker. You might say he's a little short, but you got to like the effort.
Quick hitch right there. Landon getting the ball out, as Rob has said before, right before he makes his cut, and then picks up a little bit more after the catch.
KD gets a block. Oh, almost broke the tackle. Gets down to the 15-yard line. It was Holzer that saved the touchdown.
Got to give it up for Naz Charleston there, walking out on the perimeter, and then Carson Odom doing a great job sealing off any pursuit from the inside out, giving him again that crease, hitting that Audubon speed like Rob talked about.
35-yard run for KD. So he's over 100 yards tonight, 119 yards and 5 carries. He had a career-high 208 in the just the first half against Mustang last year at Mustang, and didn't even play in the second half of that game.
We got a flag down here on the near sideline, guys. Going to be a face mask, I think, against the Tigers.
That was one thing that hurt the Trojans last week was penalties at inopportune moments. Of course, I'm not really sure if there's ever opportune moments for, but you got to go with the cliche, right? So, so far the Trojans have won the penalty battle. I'm sure our communications guy on the sideline could tell us if there's any opportune moments for those or not.
That will move it down to the 7-yard line.
By the defense. Half the distance from the end of the run. First down.
And it'll be an automatic first down at the Norman 7-yard line. So 7-yard penalty. Kazar is capable of running the ball himself. Instead, they throw. Oh, incomplete.
I really like that scheme there. Yeah. Looking at the run play option and whether he's going to give it to KD or pull it and run himself, and trying to hit Caleb Dillard there on that inside slant down on the goal line. Really like the concept. I imagine they'll come back to that.
Braxton Daniel has been interesting receiver this year. 4 touchdowns, or 4 catches, 2 touchdowns. It's KD, though. Look at him dive to the goal line. Put it on the board. Touchdown, Trojans.
Not to be denied there. KD smelling that end zone, showing power and balance. Just like you said, getting his hand on the ground, low center of gravity, making sure he gets across that plane.
Well, he needed that touchdown to pass his daddy on overall touchdowns. So that's a big one. Second of the night. Extra point by Mahan is good.
The extra point is good. 38 seconds remaining in the first quarter of play.
38 seconds remaining in the quarter, and the Trojans now increase their lead to 20-0. Riley Kester always cheerleading on the sidelines if he's not playing.
Rob, how is the energy on the sidelines now?
This sandwich, it's a complete game changer. Hello, this is Mike, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Pretzel Cheddar Club is that juicy chicken with that toasty pretzel bun. From the first bite to the last bite, that bun, it's crispy, cozy, just amazing. With the pretzel bun, the Dijon mustard, and the chicken, you have those 3 things together, and it makes that sweet, savory kind of combination. It's everything that you love about food rolled into one. It looks phenomenal. It tastes great. It's delicious.
Real guests paid for their testimonial.
We'll come to Rob after the kickoff here to talk about the super fans. Jenks didn't bring many fans tonight. Here's the kickoff inside the 20-yard line. But met immediately. Boy, that is good to see the pursuit. Much better than it was last week and has been really in the first 4 games on the kickoff returns. Go over to Rob, talk about the super fans tonight.
Not a huge amount made the trip down, but the super fans led by Addie Gaylor, Coach Gaylor's daughter, kind of look tonight teams throughout the season, but this is kind of a toga theme, I want to say. Maybe Greek, maybe Roman. I'm not quite sure what they're going for, but maybe I'll read the tell us.
Sorry, Rob, breaking up a bit. 1st and 10 at the 24. McAnally on the pressure, and out of bounds goes the quarterback. That's Grayson May.
Trojan defenders all over that. They have 2 receivers into this boundary, and they're bringing Crew Knowles over here, almost like a hitch and go kind of look, but nobody being fooled, and receivers covered downfield and giving those Trojan defensive linemen a lot of opportunities to make that quarterback nervous.
Loss of a yard. Knowles in motion. And then we have a flag.
It's going to be a procedure call against the Tigers. Rob, you're talking about, is this the Greek toga, super fan theme, or is this the Roman toga theme? So we'll have to get some of our world history teachers to weigh in and give us some analysis on the difference between the Greek and Roman structures and wardrobe styles.
Yeah, I thought you were the guy for that. I thought you were going to break it down, maybe get into a little ancient mythology. I know you're bouncing around head up there.
You're the history teacher. There's a pass to Knowles. He's going to come across the field to try to get something. And he'll pick up about 4 yards to close out this first quarter. Well, K.D. Jones with 2 touchdown runs of 70 and 7 yards, but it was all started with a pass to Caleb Dillard, and the Trojans lead 20-0 after 1 period of play on Jenks Trojan TV.
That's in your first quarter play was for Trojans 20.
Go to break.
Come with us to the new Meteora location on 61st and Yale. If you haven't been to Meteora before, you are missing out. From the large portions to the great prices, this is really one of the best places to eat in Tulsa. Not to mention the incredible service you receive from each team member. So get to Meteora on 61st and Yale as soon as you can, and don't forget to try the churros.
Hey Trojans! Get the only card that donates to Jenks Public Schools every time you use it. TTCU Federal Credit Union has donated more than $160,000 so far. Support the Trojans with your card today.
Tonight on Bark Island, it's the ultimate adventure at the Woodland West Pet Resort. Newcomers enter the villa. Will they become best buds or playful rivals in doggy daycare? It's glam time. Pups dressed to impress with top-notch grooming. Who rocks the best makeover? Sweet dreams are made in our luxury suites. Owners can peek in live. It's party time. Our pups strut their stuff with fresh tricks to wow the crowd. Trusted, professional, and oh so fun. Join the pack. Woodland West Pet Resort.
Don King, Eric Fox, Rob Labor. Nice to have our wingman emeritus with us tonight, Scott Van Dyke, back with us from Frisco, Texas. Came up for the game tonight and the OU game tomorrow against Kent State at 3 o'clock.
Production assistant extraordinaire.
Yes. Back to pass is May, the quarterback, flushed out on 3rd and long, and he'll just step out.
What I like there is not only the good coverage downfield, you got Carricker, you've got Dillard, you've got so many guys doing a nice job on coverage, but you got Charleston staying over there at home, making sure that when the quarterback does break contain and he's flushed out, he's going to be forced out using the boundary. So great team defensive concept right there being executed.
4th possession, 4th punt coming up for the Norman Tigers. First quarter stats, Jenks with 191 total yards and Norman with 41. Fair catch called for, taken just outside the 40-yard line.
No breakdown, we're going to roll.
Rob, I hope you can hear me. We do have one of our extraordinary history teachers, Dr. Justin McCracken, who's weighing in. He said the theme is supposed to be Greek life, but potentially the sheets are 100% imported Egyptian cotton. Wow. So we're doing a lot of cross-cultural exchanges there on the Superfan theme tonight.
Well, I appreciate Dr. McCracken weighing in on that, clearing that up. These are the kind of answers that we want to provide here on Trojan TV. Inquiring minds want to know, and it seems like, a good way for the Superfans to kind of change things up a little bit, but you might advise them as a history buff yourself that they got to pick a lane here.
It's a pass out to KD. And he gets bumped out at the 46-yard line. Tackle made by Dylan Garfield, a senior.
One of the things, guys, that we've enjoyed so much about watching KD, not only this season but over the years, is just score in different ways, right? And so that first run that he broke, just pure speed and ability, and then that last touchdown run, the ability to run through contact, right? To take that hit, completely absorb it, keep your balance, and still muscle your way across the goal line. The guy's got all the tools that you need to be a complete back.
Including catching the ball out of the backfield. He keeps moving up those stats in receptions and yards in a career. Pancake block by Kester. He just laid his guy out. And here's a play for a first down on a pass play.
Cato coming across. At first, he's lined up on the end of the Norman bench, but they move him over to the inside slot. And again, he runs that inside middle route so well.
The Norman 46-yard line. Gain of 9. First catch for, I believe, number 11 tonight. Here's KD outside and gets to the 40.
Interesting concept right there, as he's got Dillard and Braxton helping him kind of tightrope that sideline. Not a lot of room to work with. He's going to take a play off right here, and Carricker's going to come in at tailback.
Number 12, Carricker, starting at linebacker instead of safety tonight. And of course, Carricker's dad, Brent, wore number 12 as a quarterback in 90-91 for the Trojans. And Clark runs well behind his pads. He's a tough hombre.
Actually had to run through contact right there. Their linebacker, Noah Holzer, gets into the backfield, makes contact. Carricker keeps those legs driving and falling forward, so able to take what should have been about a 2 or 3 yard loss and turn it into a couple yard pickup there.
Odom's the tight end on the left. Daniels an H-back on the left. I think it's Charleston split out left and Caleb Dillard right. Instead, it's Carricker. Slashes for the first down and a flag down.
Late flag over here on the sideline by the judge here, the side judge into Norman's bench. I think he's calling holding. Caleb Dillard is saying it's on the Tigers. Nope, it's not.
Be third down.
Not sure what he's looking at right there, Rob. If he throws that as a holding call in the backfield, I'm not really sure what his key is there to give him that indication. But and if it's on Caleb, it's way out here on the edge next to their bench. I'm not sure how that's making an impact on the play.
3rd and 13. They'll move it back to the Jenks 49-yard line. Kazar off to a good start. 6 of 9 passing. Fakes, tries to throw the screen. KD snatches it. Oh, look at that move. That's brilliant to turn really nothing into about 7 or 8 yards.
When he catches it right there, he's trying to run away from Dylan Garfield, that linebacker who's trailing him. He's reading it. He knows what he's going for, but KD turns on the jets there, able to actually turn the corner up the field. Going to keep the offense on the field for right now.
Yeah, they needed 13. They got half of it, so it's 4th and 6, up 20-0. Norman doesn't bite on the hard count. Charleston is the inside receiver at the bottom of your screen. And now Jenks wants a timeout.
Especially the ones on tripod. These guys on tripod, they don't need to jerk it all the time.
Well, games tomorrow. Oklahoma State at Arizona at 2 o'clock on TNT. Kent State here in Norman against OU at 3 o'clock on the SEC Network. And TU tomorrow at Memphis, 7 o'clock on ESPNU. That's the college football rundown for the area schools.
In the middle of renovations of the press box here at Harv Collins Field, and truly in the middle. I mean, not close to finished yet, but when you come up to the press box area, you can see Owen here. Great shot takes you over to the OU campus.
As Terry and I went to the OU Auburn game a couple of weeks ago.
That was a good one.
Yes,
to go
it
to.
was.
Rob would like to be watching the Sooners tomorrow.
Yes,
but
he would.
He's going to be in attendance of a very important flag football game. I think second grade. Is that right, Rob?
Two very flag football games. We got a first grade one and a third grade one, and then a very important kindergarten soccer game. So,
wow, you're busy tomorrow.
Every Saturday, Don. Every Saturday.
4th and 6. Kazar winds and fires. Oh, what a catch inside the 30. In traffic was Caleb Dillard.
What I like there about Caleb is he knows that he's sitting that down in front of coverage, and there's actually three Tigers around him, so he's anticipating getting hit. He still makes sure he secures the catch.
And they go quickly from the 26-yard line. KD inside the 15-yard line. I believe that's KD.
It's got to be a face mask Dillard. At the end there with Dillard.
Dillard on the play. Last play was good for 16.
Personal foul, face mask by the defense. Half the distance from the end of the run. Play results down.
So the penalty gives the Trojans their 9th first down of the half. So it'll be 1st and goal at the 6.
Good break after touchdown. Okay.
KD, with his 2 touchdowns tonight, passes Richie Kalmus and Kewan Jones and ties Chris Atkins for 3rd on the touchdown list. He'll pass Chris if he scores here. He's out of bounds at the 3.
Takes the ball on the left side there, trying to use that offensive line. They really felt like they ran the ball well against the Tigers last year and felt like they could do a better job this year. So Ruru in there, Kester in there at left guard. Of course, Landon Webb at center.
And then Julian Tugwell and Bo Bright now adding a little extra.
Wow. And somebody moved. You got that many offensive linemen.
They're trying to rush those guys in a jumbo set and come up with a quick snap there. Unfortunately, just got a little bit antsy. They're going to bring those guys off, so Bright and Tugwell are coming off. But to finish that offensive line, you got Malik Craig on the right side, as well as a talented freshman, Jamison Mobley.
Kazar into the end zone, knocked away. The last second, incomplete.
Looking for that inside route again down on the goal line, expecting man coverage.
Yeah, it's been such an effective connection. We saw a lot last from Kazar to Cato. They hit on that inside route, that slant several times, already once tonight. That one, unfortunately, for Landon Kazar, just a little bit behind his intended target. Cato just couldn't put it on him.
Interesting if this is 4-down territory or not.
Oh, there's a face mask. They're not going to call it. Oh, yeah, they do. There's the flag.
I think they're calling holding down here on Caleb Dillard. I think they're calling the fact that maybe Dillard was held, but I'm not really certain because it's not a pass play. So I'm not sure what the call is. Caleb is definitely campaigning for a holding call on this cornerback that he is exchanging words with right now.
First down's brought to you by the 10 District. Downtown Jenks. Thanks for their sponsorship and the heartbeat of Jenks.
There were 2 fouls on the play. Holding by the offense. Personal foul, face mask by the defense. Those penalties will offset. Replay 3rd down at the previous spot.
Good. So offsetting penalties. Otherwise, the 8-yard loss by KD is negated. So we'll start over.
Interesting to watch this matchup with Caleb and Hayne Harstock, this DB on this side. Hard-pressed coverage. So I think this is the second time that they've gotten Caleb for holding. Caleb's, again, kind of campaigning for the other way around, but we'll have to watch that matchup tonight.
Dillard and Cato on the same side. Kazar looking, throwing. Oh, back end zone. Got it. Touchdown, Trojans. Caleb Dillard with another grab. He's got 2 scores tonight, and Katie's got 2.
Half roll to the wide side of the field. You got 2 receivers coming out this way. Looks like that's his first read. We'll see here on the replay. But you got Caleb Dillard sneaking out the back, so he pulls up, and there's nobody out there just leading. Caleb does a nice job of getting the ball out in front of him.
Sam McEwen to snap. Jake Flowers to hold. Owen Mahan to add the extra point. And we are good. 8:19 to go before halftime. Trojans 27, Norman nothing on Jenks Trojan TV.
Hey Trojans, get the only card that donates to Jenks Public Schools every time you use it. TTCU Federal Credit Union has donated more than $160,000 so far. Support the Trojans with your card today.
Hi, this is Matt McCoy, former Jenks Trojan. I'm a proud Trojan sponsor this fall. I'm excited for Coach Gaylor and the team. I'd love to help you with your insurance. Please give me a call for a free quote or come by my office at 81st and 129th.
Tulsa ER and Hospital bringing you that touchdown drive that went 59 yards in 10 plays. Trojan scoring drives all season brought to you by Tulsa ER and Hospital. Located on West 71st Street next to Turkey Mountain. More caring, more personal, and more convenient. That's how health care should be at Tulsa ER and Hospital. So Caleb Dillard has 2 scores tonight. That gives him 8 touchdown catches.
Was that number 5 on the touchdown catch?
And here's the return up to the 43-yard line. Hartsock on the return. Moves it up to the 43-yard line.
That Austin Klein right there finishing that off, using the sideline well. Again, tackling a point of emphasis, special teams a point of emphasis this week. So far paying off.
I have to look up and see what the record is for most touchdown catches in a season. I want to say Bertelli and Kitchens, Brandon Kitchens, were on the same team. Running play. Oh, there's a flag down, and the running back's down after a gain of 3. That's Johnson.
Rob, the way his head snapped around, I'm wondering if there was a face mask from the Trojans that time.
Yeah, I thought my vantage point, maybe it was more of a jersey grab, but it happens fast down here, as we know. Officiating not an easy job, but there's been a lot more laundry on the field in the second quarter.
Jacob Bertelli, 17 touchdown catches in 2010. Brandon was right behind him with 14. Caleb's got, 8 in 5 games. So he's on pace to challenge that record. By the way, KD, with his receptions, 3? Well, I'll have to look it up. I think he's got 3 receptions in the game tonight. Moves up to 78 to tie Jacob Bertelli for 8th on the all-time list.
A lot of production for that young man.
No kidding.
He's on a lot of lists.
He is on a lot of lists. And
against the defense.
Wow, block below the waist on the defense. You don't see that very often. KD would be a prime candidate, would he not, for the Jenks Hall of Fame that was announced last week. We didn't get to talk about it much.
There's a lot of prime candidates for that.
Huh?
There's a lot of prime candidates for that.
Yes, there are. First time Norman has been in Jenks territory at the Trojan 40-yard line. Down 27-0. Set up a screen, and it's caught. I thought it was going to get picked off. And a gain of 5 down to the 35-yard line. A lot of white shirts around. You like to see that?
Well, Carricker is coming up to make a play. He gets driven into the ground by Johnson, the running back. Didn't know if that might be a hold, but they get a lot of ground on that play.
Gain of 5 for Crew Knowles, his first really touch of the game, except for a run on a Wildcat for a first down.
Bring Tugwell in on the defensive line here.
Norman's got 2 first downs. Yeah, 2 first downs in this first half. On 2nd and 5, toss out to Johnson. He gets head on and driven back. He'll be about a yard or 2 shy of the first down. Bring up 3rd and short. Carricker in on the tackle.
That's what you want to see right there, is everybody flowing outside, everybody using their gaps and their fits.
The completion brings up 3rd down and 2 for the Tigers.
So they got some, but not much after the reception.
Midway here in the second quarter, this is where the Trojans got burnt a lot last week. 3rd and short situations. They couldn't stop Bixby. Here they've got 3rd and 2 against Norman. See if they can deny the Tigers, although it would be 4-down territory, probably. For them, down 27-0. Low snap. Johnson gets it and nowhere to go.
Timing just a little off there with the ball on the ground, and so Carson Odom in there.
Tugwell's in there. He comes out now, along with Orlando Williams, and Kester and Mobley come in. Along with number 40, Bryson Collier at linebacker. Place on the edge. No gain on the last play. 4th and 2.
Definitely have to be disciplined here, not get drawn off sides.
That brings up 4th down and 2 for the Tigers.
Knowles at the Wildcat. Mano a mano right here. Trying to get outside. He does. Inside the 10-yard line.
So what we just talked about on that last play, everybody keeping contained, keeping their lanes, keeping their run fits. That time just able to bust outside. You're anticipating the run up inside on 4th and 2, and so have a breakdown on the edge. He's able to use his speed and athleticism, pick up the first down.
So a 24-yard run gets him inside the 10. Knowles inside handoff to Johnson, and he'll get down to the 5-yard line.
Johnson,
I'm not sure if they're calling a injured player down or Carricker got up slow on the bottom of that pile that time.
Trimble Strong has a big event coming up tomorrow night. Extra Mile is an annual event they do for kids with disabilities. They have, I think, 40 families attending tomorrow night and 60 volunteers. So people who have signed up for that await that. Is always one of the main events for Trimble Strong, and Kent Clark from Woodland West participating and presenting a check last week at halftime for part of that.
Be 15 yards from the end of the run. Dead ball.
Wow, dead ball penalty against Norman.
Rob, I never saw the flag come down.
No, me neither. I missed that one, guys.
I like it. I'm not going to argue with it, but I just didn't see it.
No, that's a big penalty when Norman finally kind of has something going offensively. They pick up that big run by Knowles to get him down there, kind of knocking on the door, and that's a big setback.
They're going to call the 2 teams over and have a little conversation with the coaching staff, so things might be getting a little chippy down there.
while they ponder that, what community has a player in the NBA, a player in the NFL, a player in the major leagues from the same community?
Is like a duck
current.
Is a duck going to quack? Are we going to call this the Aflac question?
Exactly.
What's going to happen here?
Yes.
I know the answer.
Do you?
Rob, do you know the answer?
Give me the question again one more time.
What community has a major league player playing right now, a player in the NFL, and a player in the NBA?
Yeah, well, it's got to be this one, right?
Exactly.
Can I try to name the players?
Sure.
All right. Major League Baseball, you got Horton, right? Kate Horton.
Yep, for the Cubs.
And NBA would be Trey Young, the Atlanta Hawks, and NFL, George Kittle, 49ers.
Nice. And an NFL head coach in Zach Taylor.
I'll accept my prize at halftime.
Brought to you by Waldo's Chicken. He'll give you a card for that one. Third down or second down and long. And down to the 15-yard line. That'll be a gain of about 5 or 6. Corner had to run a long ways to get that yardage.
Well, we talked about how many yards they gave up through the air last week, right?
Right.
And this secondary is definitely not wanting to repeat that performance. They're just locked in. The quarterback has nowhere to go with the ball. He's trying to hold it, but eventually the pass rush makes an effect on him. He tries to pull it down and run, and everybody's got him in front. So good team defense so far.
Waldo's Chicken, one of the sponsors of Trojan TV. Of course, they're located at 71st and Yale in Owasso and in BA. Good place to go by and get your chicken and the sides for football tomorrow. Pass in the end zone, and it's picked off. In the end zone and going the other way with it. Up to the 35-yard line is Caleb Dillard. His second pick of the year and a nice return.
Okay, I don't have a great memory. What number was Sam Stone?
15.
15. Well, it had a 5 in it. I was going to say, brings back memories of Sam Stone with a big interception on this field, big one-handed grab. So I apologize that I couldn't remember it was 15 instead of 5. But Caleb does a great job picking off the ball and heading up the field, and those defensive linemen getting out in front, giving him some running room right there. Did we get a penalty flag at the end of it, Rob?
I don't think so.
No, not that
Okay.
Just a good Dillard to read the quarterback's eyes, though, guys, as that receiver was making that in cut.
They had a sideline warning on Norman right there is what it was.
Yeah, Sam, I ran into Sam at dinner a few weeks ago, and he was debating whether they were going to redshirt him or not this year. Hudson Ball's playing pretty well for Tulsa right now as a freshman. KD gets a couple. Not even that. Gets him 1 yard. 2nd and 9 coming up.
Had to work hard to get that.
Goes for a gain of 2, brings up 2nd down and 8 for the Trojans.
9 carries for KD tonight for 132 yards, 2 scores. Comes around this side and gets up to the 44-yard line.
I think it's going to come back for a hold on this side here, unfortunately. Appreciate our Trojan TV fans that are tuning in and watching tonight. Couldn't make the trip down the turnpike. Got Dr. Jeff Byer, the COO of Jenks Public Schools, watching tonight. Appreciate him and all he does to help out. He's kind of the guy that works hand in hand with Director of Athletics Clay Martin to help things run, so we certainly appreciate all his support for Trojan Athletics and his tuning in tonight to Trojan TV.
Thanks to Tom Graham and so many others that have been campaigning for this Jenks Athletics Hall of Fame. And more announcements on that coming soon on how you can nominate players, coaches, friends of the program, or teams in that 2000 football team that won a state championship 25th anniversary will be honored here in a couple of weeks at home.
We're excited about that. We might have a chance to talk about it some more, but Eric Lindemann, one of the players on that team, helping head that up. Got some former coaches that are going to be participating as well.
29-yard line's the line of scrimmage, and Kazar's in danger here. And KD bails him out, and we've got an injured player. Or no, I guess he's okay. Aruru was slow in getting up.
Yeah, right there. And they're not trying to get everything on that play. They're just trying to get the ball out quickly to KD and see if he can make one or two guys miss and get up the field. But they were sitting out there in the flat watching him and do a quality job of corralling him, bringing him to the ground before he can break into the second level.
Joshua Charlson, number 4, is one receiver. He had a catch last week for 8 yards, his first of his career. He is a 5'11", 170 junior. And Kazar's dialing long distance. This one's overthrown and intercepted by Knowles. So Norman gets the interception. Knowles up near midfield and into Jenks territory.
There's going to be a personal foul here. It's going to be a dead ball penalty. Kazar got rocked by one of the Norman Tigers at the end of that play. He got up, but that was as big a shot as he's taken in all season. But that ball right there, he throws it downfield. And, of course, the Tigers are looking for Dillard on the deep ball. I don't know if you could see it on the replay there, but Kazar just got rocked and leveled. But Knowles steps into the coverage, picks it off, and has a good return there. But that's got to be a dead ball penalty.
Didn't mention Brody Henderson. Scott, his dad, texts in, and Brody is playing well, playing at outside linebacker, defensive end as a true freshman. Brody had a big hit on Arch Manning when they played Texas a few weeks ago.
Gives the returning team 15 yards from the end of the play.
Run down some scores for you. We haven't talked about the other games in the district tonight. The teams that all won last week in the district are 1-0, and obviously, and hosting teams that are 0-1 in the district tonight. Mustang at home is leading Enid easily at halftime, 38-0. Bigsby is at home in the third quarter, leading Moore 49-6. And Deer Creek in the second quarter is having a battle with Edmond North. Deer Creek, the Antlers, lead 10-6 in the second quarter over Edmond North. So 3 home teams are trying to go to 2-0 in the district. Jenks is spoiling the party here, leading 27-0 over Norman. Owasso in the first quarter, leading Union 14-6. Here it's first down and 10 from the 45-yard line. And the Trojans won't bend on this run. Pierce Brand, number 30. McAnally, number 8. Handcuffing Johnson.
You had Lyman pulling from the right side of the line right there, and that defensive line and those linebackers doing a tremendous job of squeezing that down. And you see number 40 for the Trojans, Bryson Collier, from his outside position, just making that a very, very tight crease, and great way to play the counter.
May back to pass. Pangburn knocks him down for a sack. The Air Force commit gets the first sack of the night for the Trojans. Or are they going to get him for celebrating? A loss of 9.
I mean, I understand taunting is a big deal. I understand the points for sportsmanship and all that. I mean, to me, I don't know exactly what they call, but if I'm looking where the eyes of the official are looking, after Pangburn makes a tremendous play, he gets up and he walks away from the quarterback. Right. He celebrates by himself.
Yeah, he wasn't taunting the player at all.
Just the exuberation of the moment.
Dead ball, number 2, foul. Dead ball, personal foul against Jenks. Dead ball, personal foul, second foul against Jenks. Both penalties will be assessed for the win of the run.
So they're going to give him 30 yards in penalties.
Rob, it doesn't look overly chippy to me from up here. I recognize I'm a long way away, and I know that the officials had a time for both teams to go report to their sidelines and talk to their coaches. But I'm not understanding. Definitely, if it's getting chippy and physical, you want to get control of the game. But I'm just not seeing it. I'm not feeling it. I don't know what it looks like down there.
Well, what it looked like to me was Pangburn making a play, sacking a quarterback. You work hard in practice. You battle all game long to make plays like that. I think you should be allowed to be excited about it without it being in somebody's face, which I thought that was. I don't even know what the second call was, other than I'm guessing something was said that the official overheard. And I don't know that Adam Gaylor necessarily agrees with it, but he's telling his team, we've got to stop that stuff. Yeah. Make a tackle, go back to the line of scrimmage, and do it again. Forget about the talking and the extras.
So back inside the 35 they go, and May wants to dial long distance. He's going deep. He's got a man open, but he's well overthrown out of bounds.
There's some extracurriculars going on in the back of the end zone.
Yep.
I mean, I haven't seen. I've seen, what looks like players talking a little bit, but I haven't seen, other than the time that Kazar got rocked. I haven't really seen a lot of overtly physical shots. That time the quarterback just wound it up and aired it out and almost threw it into the little shed that houses the jump
hit
pit in the track and field.
Almost hit I-35. So second down and 10. Bobble, and Johnson pays the price. Good job by Brand when they heard the whistle to let him go. We got whistled on that earlier this season.
Carricker and Klein back there. Klein's the one that makes the wrap up, but Brand is very definitely getting back there quickly. So it brings up a big third down. And again, you don't want to do anything to shoot yourself in the foot. Just keep the offense in front of you. You got to know where Crew Knowles is for sure. But don't do anything to put your team in a bad position here and give them another shot.
Third down and long. Grayson May is a senior quarterback. Low snap, and he bounces one to Knowles.
Rob, I think that might have been the old double pass.
Mm-hmm. Knowles needed to get farther back then.
Yeah, like they might have been setting up for that. I'm honestly a little bit surprised that they haven't found more ways to get the ball in Crew Knowles' hands, guys.
Really?
When he has had it in there, you can see the electricity. You can see how versatile he is as their best playmaker. Jinx has done a really nice job against Johnson, the running back. But, I mean, to this point this season, they've lined up Knowles in all kinds of different places, and they have here tonight, but just haven't found a way to probably get in the ball as much as they would have liked.
Would agree.
The defensive line has something to do with it.
4th and 15 from the Jinx 38-yard line. They're going to bring the blitz, put the pressure on May. He gets away once and then just heaves it. And almost. Did he catch it? He says he did. I think they're going to say it hit the ground. Cade Klein trying for the interception. Nope. Incomplete.
Well, the drama department is putting on the crucible tonight, and Klein definitely given a shot there for his ability to try to persuade and convince those guys he came up with it. But you had Middlestead and Ace Gilliam looked like they were breaking on the receiver and not going for the ball, but it was bouncing around there. And I think they're talking about something and telling the offense to stay down there by the coaches. So I don't know what's being talked about now.
Now they're going to bring it back to the line of scrimmage, I think. 14-14 Choctaw at Putnam City in a 6A Division II game that should be pretty competitive tonight. Mentioned Owasso leading Broken Arrow 14-6.
Guys, we got to look at a replay down here on the sidelines. One of our local media affiliates showing me the replay very clear in there by Cade Klein. Very clearly an interception.
Huh.
Wow. I really wish the referee could see what I just saw through a camera lens, guys, and played back. I did not see that ball hitting the ground.
So Kane Klein not using acting abilities at all, just his enthusiasm of coming up with a great catch.
But the Trojans get better field position, and Kazar tumbles down at the 41-yard line. Gain of 3.
That is also true, Don. Yes, it is more beneficial to them field position-wise to have that ball called incomplete than an interception. I know if you're a defensive guy, though, and you don't get a chance at a lot of picks throughout the year, you want that on your stat line, but Trojans will take it any way they can get it and force a turnover on downs.
22 seconds left. They got 2 more timeouts here. They're looking at trying to put some more points on the board. The first quarter was pretty prolific, but not quite as exciting here in the second quarter for this offense.
Shawnee is at home tonight and leading Booker T. Washington at halftime 7-0. One other score to note at halftime: Pryor at home leading Tahlequah 23-0. Coweta at home in the second quarter leading Bishop Kelly 15-14. That's all in 5A action. Check the Lincoln Christian Holland Hall game. It's a big one tonight. Lincoln Christian's won 52 in a row at home.
Dutch are off to a good start this year.
Yes, they are. The Dutch are playing well under Brian Thompson.
Longtime assistant under Tad Gross, former offensive coordinator at Jenks.
Halftime, Bulldogs 28, Dutch nothing. Similar score here, 27-0. Can the Trojans do something in the final seconds of this first half, facing 2nd and 7 at their own 41? Kazar's thrown 2 DD passes to Caleb Dillard. And he goes outside, and Dillard has it across midfield, out of bounds.
17 seconds, stops the clock, getting out of bounds. Still 2 timeouts left. You think you got to get at least 25 yards here or so to give yourself a shot at a field goal attempt.
True. Mahan's 2 for 2 on field goals this year, as long as 27 yards. Kazar out of the pocket, finds Braxton Daniel for another first down. Tight end gets inside the 35-yard line. Another timeout. I see a flag down on the play. Boy, penalties have just we're so far ahead. They don't you don't think much about them. We had quite a few last week, 12 I think last week, 38 in the first 4 games. That's over 9 a game. But you get into tougher competition, man, penalties are going to hurt you.
All the viewers can blame me. I just talked a few moments ago about how we were winning the penalty battle, right? So
right.
That's on me, guys.
1st and 21, or 1st and 20 moves it back to the Jenks 41-yard line. I haven't given up faith yet. I think 9 seconds left. Kazar, well, that's incomplete. They got one more play left in them. I think one of the questions one of the things for Adam Gaylor at halftime is just don't let up. This is the number 4 team in the state. You guys got off to a great start. Maybe haven't played as well in the second quarter as you did the first. Keep it going. Put the hammer down. Stay focused. Here's a running play for KD, and he'll get 4 yards up to the 45-yard line, and that should take care of the first half as we await Rob Labor's visit with the head coach of the Jenks Trojans, brought to you by Woodland West Pet Resort and Animal Hospital, just off Highway 75. Chamber of Commerce recognizing Woodland West recently as the top family-owned business of the year by the Tulsa Regional Chamber of Commerce. So 27-0 here at halftime for the Trojans.
2 tackles for loss, amassed 4 total tackles, and 2 big moments in the game to recover fumbles to get the ball back to the Tigers and protect the currently undefeated record. Your players again from week 4.
We might have. No, here comes Coach Gaylor. Go ahead, Rob.
All right, thanks, DK. Down here on the field with head coach Adam Gaylor with a 27-0 halftime lead. I know defensively you were not pleased with what transpired last week. A 0 on the board now. What do you like the most about the way your defense has come out tonight?
Stopping the run, number one. No explosive so far. I think their biggest play was the 2 personal fouls they had right there at the end of the half. And, we give up a 4th down there, and we end up, Caleb gets the pick there on 3rd down. So just playing hard, tackling. You see that much better tackling tonight. I guess I'll keep the defensive coordinator this week. In case you're wondering, Coach Gaylor's the defensive coordinator for everybody out there. I did not fire anybody last week at halftime. So defensive coordinator's doing a little bit better job this week.
Appreciate you confirming that. We did get a lot of questions last week. Tell me just about on the offensive side of the ball with KD doing what he does and Caleb Dillard. What makes you happiest with what you've seen out of that group so far?
Doing a great job. And Coach Cronister's, with motions and formations and some different shifts and things, getting some advantageous looks to run the football with KD. And then, number 5, he's always open. He's 24/7. Just got to get him the ball. And again, I think we left some points there on the board a little bit. And he's going to be very happy with how we ended the half. But overall, really good start. Now we just got to put 2 more quarters together and play a complete game and see if we've grown since last week.
And quickly, Coach, if there is a mess to harp on, does it have to do with penalties or is it something else?
Yeah, absolutely. We can't do that. We can't give your opponent 30 yards in penalties when it's getting ready to be 3rd and 13. You got to be more disciplined and you got to be smarter around, getting up off the piles and things like that. And the official sees what he sees, and we can't do anything about it. So we got to be smarter and do a better job of that.
Okay, thanks.
All right, thank you, Rob Labor.
Thanks, Rob.
Thanks, guys.
All right, and that's brought to you by Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma, one of our sponsors for the Trojans, as they have been for many years, and, of course, the official team doctors of the Jenks Trojans. Adam Gaylor, head into the locker room. 27-0 Trojans on Trojan TV.
When pain slows you down, even the simplest movements can feel out of reach. But you don't have to go through it alone. At Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma, we provide the results you want and the care you deserve. From diagnosis to recovery, our specialists offer advanced treatment and personalized care so you can heal and get back to what moves you. Because life keeps moving, and we'll keep you moving with it every step of the way. Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma. Heal, recover, advance.
Hey Trojans, get the only card that donates to Jenks Public Schools every time you use it. TTCU Federal Credit Union has donated more than $160,000 so far. Support the Trojans with your card today.
Make every occasion unforgettable with Waldo's Chicken and Beer. From corporate lunches to special events, enjoy our irresistible dishes, including breakfast. Waldo's full-service catering has you covered. We'll handle the food so you can focus on what matters. Waldo's Chicken and Beer, catering made easy.
When you've got to spend some time away, there's no better place for your best friend to stay than Woodland West Pet Resort. With 17,000 square feet of fun, you can both take a no-guilt vacation, relax, both of you, pick up a new skill, chow down on some well-deserved vacation food, make new friends, have a spa day, and finally, come home to your best friend. Woodland West Pet Resort. Sit, stay, and play. Located next to Woodland West Animal Hospital off Highway 75 in the Jenks exit.
Hi, this is Matt McCoy, former Jenks Trojan. I'm a proud Trojan sponsor this fall. I'm excited for Coach Gaylor and the team. I'd love to help you with your insurance. Please give me a call for a free quote or come by my office at 81st and 129th.
Let me tell you about this new Pretzel Cheddar Club. Hey, I'm Carlos.
And I'm Ebony. And a little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A Pretzel Cheddar Club
is the tangy Dijon with the pretzel bun. When I add the Dijon mustard to this pretzel bun, it takes it to a whole nother level.
It goes perfectly with the chicken and the cheddar cheese and the bacon.
Man, you know how much you love bacon. And I love the different varieties. Grilled, spicy, original. It gets you nice and excited for fall.
Real guests paid for their testimonials.
Come with us to the new Meteora location on 61st and Yale. If you haven't been to Meteora before, you are missing out. From the large portions to the great prices, this is really one of the best places to eat in Tulsa. Not to mention the incredible service you receive from each team member. So get to Meteora on 61st and Yale as soon as you can, and don't forget to try the churros.
It's more than just a rivalry. It's tradition. It's pride. It's Jenks versus Bixby. Win or lose, we know this game just means more. At Mabry Bank, we stand behind both Trojans and Spartans and the families and businesses that make each of these communities great. No matter what colors you wear tonight, we are proud to be your hometown bank. Mabry Bank. You matter at Mabry.
Please welcome to the field the 2025 Norman High School Tiger Marching Band. Band directors are Matt Taylor, Jamie Shepard, Andrew Orr, and Jackson Anderson. Additional staff including Lily Cook, Emma Custer, Stephen Carroll, Kabir Maraban, Grayson Russian, and Aaron Wright. The band is conducted by drum majors Jasper Ish and Lucy Miller. The 2025 production is entitled Words 101. Follow Professor Wally Wordsmith as he takes you through a study of words that connect us to one another. Underscored by the music of Standridge and Beethoven, the professor reminds his students that words describe the world around us. Watch as his students explore words of action, feelings, and verbs, and emerge more focused and organized. Upon completion of the course, you'll be asking yourself, what do your words say about you? The band is deep into their competitive season, taking 5th place at Deer Creek and 11th place at UConn. Best of luck tomorrow with the Mustang Marching Contest. Drum majors, the field is yours for tonight's performance.
Hello, class. Hello, class. Welcome to Words 101. Words. We use words to paint a picture of the world around us, to share thoughts and ideas, to connect to one another. Let's not forget about numbers, like 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's try that again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4, 3, 2, 1. working on a project featuring spoken word. Listen closely as I demonstrate.
The word is the truth that you all hope to find. It's there in your heart and it speaks in your mind. Look up at the sky, man, it's down on the ground. And soon you will know that the word's all around. The word is the beat. The beat is your heart. Your heart is the truth, but you just can't. And then you were running and searching and trying to find a way out. The word is the key that you need, so just stand and shout. Words!
Words can be used to evoke feelings. Words like joy, comfort, calm, cheerful, and love. Verbs. Verbs are words of action. Verbs describe what we are doing. Words like run, skip, glide, dance, point, wave, pose. Words describe the world around us, but sometimes words simply run out. Where words end, music begins. Words. We use words to paint a picture of the world around us, to share thoughts and ideas, to connect to one another. What do your words say about you?
Ladies and gentlemen, the Norman High School Tiger Marching Band. The Norman High Band would like to thank their 2025-26 season sponsors. This year's presenting sponsors are On Point Construction, Webster Real Estate, Resonate Life Water, Deep Stage Training and Performance, Dollar on Money, Crossways Logistics. Gold level season sponsors are Armstrong Bank and the Oklahoma Electric Cooperative. And silver level season sponsors are Rose Rock Veterinary Hospital and Tinker Federal Credit Union. In addition, the Norman High Band would like to thank its 2025 Big Band Dinner Dance premier sponsors, Bergen Family Trust, the Chickasaw Nation, and On Point Construction.
When pain slows you down, even the simplest movements can feel out of reach. But you don't have to go through it alone. At Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma, we provide the results you want and the care you deserve. From diagnosis to recovery, our specialists offer advanced treatment and personalized care so you can heal and get back to what moves you. Because life keeps moving, and we'll keep you moving with it every step of the way. Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma. Heal, recover, advance.
At Arvest Bank, we believe financial confidence should be within reach for everyone. That's why we're here to help you plan and achieve your goals at every step. Because everyone deserves a financial partner who cares. Arvest Bank, we believe.
Let me tell you about this new pretzel cheddar club. Hey, I'm Carlos.
And I'm Ebony. And a little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A Pretzel Cheddar Club
is the tangy Dijon with the pretzel bun. When I add the Dijon mustard to this pretzel bun, it takes it to a whole nother level.
It goes perfectly with the chicken and the cheddar cheese and the bacon.
Man, you know how much you love bacon. And I love the different varieties. Grilled, spicy, original. It gets you nice and excited for fall.
Real guests paid for their testimonials.
It's more than just a rivalry. It's tradition. It's pride. It's Jenks versus Bixby. Win or lose, we know this game just means more. At Mabry Bank, we stand behind both Trojans and Spartans and the families and businesses that make each of these communities great. No matter what colors you wear tonight, we are proud to be your hometown bank. Mabry Bank. You matter at Mabry.
Hi, this is Matt McCoy, former Jenks Trojan. I'm a proud Trojan sponsor this fall. I'm excited for Coach Gaylor and the team. I'd love to help you with your insurance. Please give me a call for a free quote or come by my office at 81st and 129th.
Come with us to the new Meteora location on 61st and Yale. If you haven't been to Meteora before, you are missing out. From the large portions to the great prices, this is really one of the best places to eat in Tulsa. Not to mention the incredible service you receive from each team member. So get to Meteora on 61st and Yale as soon as you can, and don't forget to try the churros.
Hey Trojans, get the only card that donates to Jenks Public Schools every time you use it. TTCU Federal Credit Union has donated more than $160,000 so far. Support the Trojans with your card today.
The kick is no good. Thanks to Sooner Kia for their support of the halftime kick for cash.
I know that's a point of emphasis in the locker room. Those penalties you see there, you mentioned that right before the halftime, 9 for 90 for the Trojans. We've got to clean that up.
Indeed. After averaging 9 penalties a game, 9 in the first quarter. KD Jones individually, 135 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns, including a 70-yarder. Landon Kazar is 12 of 16 passing, 133 yards, 2 touchdowns. Caleb Dillard has both touchdown catches. He has 5, I beg your pardon. He has 7 catches tonight, 109 yards, 2 touchdowns. So that's a rundown. Pierce Brand, leading tackler, unofficially with 9 in the first half. So that's a rundown of the stats brought to you by Me Tierra, proud sponsor this season of Trojan football. If you're looking for coupons in the neighborhood, Valpacks through your mail, that's where you can get them. Check out their daily specials, which are different at each of the 3 locations: on Riverside Drive near the Walmart Neighborhood Market, in Glenpool on 141st Street, and now in Tulsa in the Kings Point Shopping Center at 61st and Yale. Before we kick off, time to look at this date in Trojan history, brought to you by TTCU, which presents the Jenks Trojan Visa card. On this date, 1969, saw the return of head coach Red Rogers and an upset at third-ranked Wagner with a pulsating 25-24 victory in a Verdigris Valley Conference game. Trojans jumped out to a 19-7 halftime lead, held on for the 1-point win. Gary Kendall scored on a pick 6 and caught a TD pass from Roger Newman to give the Maroon Maulers their intermission lead. Bill Linehan ran for 54 yards and 2 touchdowns. Mike McLaughlin had 19 carries for 77 yards, and Daryl Gwartney ran the ball back on returns for 80 yards. But it was the defense that stopped the Bulldogs late from winning the game and had 5 interceptions in that game, establishing a new school record. Defense was led by Captain Jerry Bennett, John Covey, Keith Tickell, Mick Simmons, and Dave Francisco. Jenks would enjoy the return of Rogers as head coach after his first stint when he inherited a 2-8 program in 1957. In 5 seasons, he took Jenks to 2 district titles and their first state championship appearance. Then he left to reinstate the program at Oklahoma Military Junior College, and then and vaunted them into a great JUCO program, and then came back to Jenks after the Trojans had gone 0-10 in 1968.
Well, you've talked about a couple things there. First, I think Daryl Gwartney came by and stopped by the press box a couple weeks ago. So good to see him. But, Coach Red Rogers, and you brought it up and haven't had a chance to talk a lot about it, but the Jenks Athletic Hall of Fame, and you got to think somebody as successful as Coach Rogers could definitely be a nominee that some people put in. We really hope that people get involved in that process, and I'm sure there'll be more information coming along. But I know you were a big proponent of that, along with Tom Graham and so many others. So very excited for the Jenks Athletic Hall of Fame that will be coming soon.
Yes, Clay Martin, thanks to him, the athletic director. But one of the people behind the scenes that was instrumental was Kim Catterson. She was a guidance counselor at high school. Mike Catterson, the trainer's wife. Kim left for, I think, Tulsa Technology Center for a year, but is back in the Jenks system now. And I think she's at one of the junior highs or middle schools.
She is academic counselor at the Freshman Academy. She was our career counselor at the high school for a number of years. And, you just, if you want to see the definition of persistence,
yes,
it is Kimberly Catterson. Right. So, but so many people have been behind this effort for such a long time. Really excited about it coming down the pipe.
I am too, and I know they're working on more details will come, as we mentioned, as we'll be home next week and try to have Clay on as well to talk about it, see if Rob can visit with Clay on the sidelines next week to talk more about it. But yeah, they're going to have a link where you can nominate people, and then the first class will be named next fall and presented at probably a football game. They want to tie a gala, a Saturday night reception into that as well, hopefully. So more to come, and I guess the initial class, man, you talk about Mount Rushmore, there's a lot of people to think about, isn't there, with regard to that.
And thinking of great players and great teams, we mentioned before the 25-year reunion of the 2000 state championship team. Eric Lindemann is one of the players on that team, trying to help get a reunion to go together in a couple of weeks. And so I know the deadline to RSVP for that is October 17th. So if you have a family member, a friend, son, daughter who was part of that team that year, as far as our athletic trainers and hydration specialist. We'd love to see everybody come back. I think there's going to be a couple of former coaches that are going to be back for that as well. So I'm pretty sure that's on the Jenks Trojan alumni Facebook page. But Eric Lindemann is helping head that up, and looking forward to getting back together with the 2000 team to celebrate their 25th anniversary of their state championship run.
That was Kiwan's senior year. That was the 2000 was the season that he scored the big touchdown against Union with 8 seconds left. Jenks went on to beat TU in the state championship. That was the first state championship at the University of Tulsa. Jenks won that game, I think it was 14-7, if I'm not mistaken, against Union, right. All the points were in the first quarter, if I remember right.
You do.
Here's the kickoff. This is taken up at the 20-yard line and down at the 32-yard line. Zion Castleberry's getting a start in the secondary tonight. Makes the stop, along with the Trojans' number 28, Zane Seeger.
I think that's Castleberry's second tackle on kickoff. So I know this Tiger offensive staff is looking to try to put some things together, and if they open up this second half with a scoring drive, they're definitely feeling like they have a chance to be right back in it, since they really shut the Trojan offense out in the second quarter.
Rob Labor was saying they need number 2 to get involved. Crew Knowles, who's a receiver at the top of your screen, he has 2 rushes tonight and 1 catch.
Interesting there. They go 3 wide receivers at the top, 1 down here at the bottom, and they get everybody spread out with Cash Cotner, the quarterback, taking the run to the right side of their line there.
Pick up a 4 up to the 37, 2nd and 6. This is Johnson. He has been gummed up tonight, their leading running back, but he hasn't had any room tonight. 9 carries, 17 yards.
Orlando Williams, Clark Carricker, Pierce Brand really shutting him down.
Gain of 1 to make it 3rd and 5.
We're sending both teams to the sideline again. I don't know. You have a clock malfunction, Rob?
Yeah, that's what they're pointing at down here, guys. This timeout was called by the officials.
We'll take a timeout and come right back.
At Our Best Bank, we believe financial confidence should be within reach for everyone. That's why we're here to help you plan and achieve your goals at every step. Because everyone deserves a financial partner who cares. Our Best Bank, we believe.
So they're working on the scoreboard to get it going again. St. Francis Health System, a sponsor of Trojan football this season, offering comprehensive health care services for our community, including heart care, cancer care, and pediatrics. With over 12,000 employees and over 1,000 physicians, they make up St. Francis Health System. Trojans are back home next Friday night for homecoming, and they'll take on the Mustang Broncos, and then on the road in 2 weeks
The run brings up 3rd down
at Edmond Deer Creek. That'll be October 16th on a Thursday night for fall break, and then back home on the 24th against Moore, and as you mentioned, the 25-year reunion of the 2000 state championship team. 3rd down. Oh, they got Knowles where they want him, and on the open field, and he'll get to the 1st down marker.
That was a scheme that they ran earlier, but it was in about a 3rd and 12 look, and they weren't able to pick it up, and that one was much shorter yardage, and got some space for Knowles to turn upfield after the catch.
Look at them push forward here for big yards across midfield, and a gain of 6 for Johnson, his best run of the night.
Kind of a scrum, but very effective.
So it's 2nd and 4 at the Jenks 48-yard line. 2nd time they've been in Jenks territory, I believe, tonight. Actually, 3rd time. Uh-oh, Johnson opening up a hole that Johnson scoots down for a 1st down and a gain of 12.
Yeah, right now, big offensive tackle Julius Stevens. You see him 6'6", 327, coming to the sideline, losing his helmet. But right now, that line is really pushing the Trojans backwards. Those last couple of running plays.
Well, they've got Eli Davin Joseph's son on that left tackle position, too. And he clears the way for Johnson to get some more yardage inside the 35. He'll mark it at the 33, 32, gain of 4.
Right now, a lot of success on first down, which, again, opens up the playbook quite a bit when you're in second and medium yardage.
Been their best offensive series of the night. For Rocky Martin in his 9th year as head coach, 14-2, going back to the start of last season. That one's incomplete, intended for Haynes Hartsuck, who's looking for his first catch of the night. 3rd down.
Had what they wanted there in their concept with Hartsuck there out into the flat, breaking an out route. Just put the ball out too far in front of him for him to be able to catch up to it. But brings up an interesting 3rd down. And again, like we talked about before, you wonder how much of this is 4-down territory with a 27-0 deficit.
Oh, and the quarterback, Kortner, falls down to make it 4th down and 8.
I think that was a quarterback read play where he probably should have given it instead of kept it. When he pulled it, he really didn't have anything there except a couple of big white shirts in front of him with Orlando Williams, McAnally, and Pangburn in front of him.
So a 4th down play coming up from the Jenks 35-yard line. Trojans bring the pressure. Charleston knocks it down, and the ball is loose. They're going to say an incomplete pass. Well, that's...
I think now
I'd like to have a replay on that.
Well, there's a penalty flag over here. I think it's going to be I'm hoping it's going to be a sideline warning on the Trojans. Perhaps Coach Gaylor got pretty excited there about either the blitz or whether or not that was going to be a fumble. It did take them a long time to decide whether that was an incomplete pass or not. Rob, do you have your instant replay camera down there available again?
Well, we're going to try to find one, guys. I guess my confusion is all comes our guy dead.
Yeah, you're breaking up there, Rob, but my question is this. Even if they're calling an incomplete pass, his arm was going backwards when he threw that ball.
The play was rolled in, incomplete pass. Terrible! The play was over. Dead ball. Unsportsmanlike. Hit the Jenks coach. That is the first. 15 yards.
Wow. So a penalty on the Jenks sideline against Coach Gaylor.
Yeah, I just, again, even if they rule that an incomplete pass, that has to be the ball going backwards. So that has to be a backwards pass. Ball's going to go over on downs, but still.
8:27 to go in the 3rd, and KD busts loose up to the 36-yard line in a gain of 16.
Now, just so everybody understands the significance of this, so Coach Gaylor has an unsportsmanlike penalty against him. If anybody on the Jenks sideline now
gets mouthy,
gets a penalty, then he is ejected from the game.
Look at KD go to the 30. And run out of... where's the penalty on that?
There's all sorts of stuff happening right now.
Is that a pass or a run?
Nah, he passed it out to him.
Right?
But then they get a penalty flag over here on the Jenks sideline. What we're going to see here at the end really does look like...
Holding on the offense.
KD is pushed out of bounds, and to see, well, the replay kind of ended there, but KD's talking to the official. So the Jenks coaching staff really has to be careful here. If they try to argue a call, and it could even be an assistant coach saying something to one of the officials, if anybody else on the bench gets an unsportsmanlike penalty, then Coach Gaylor is ejected, not only for this game, but for next game as well. So
that's right.
Everybody's got to keep their composure and just take care of business and go back to the first quarter. It was all very yeoman-like and all about the business.
Last year, Norman came in 4-0 to Jenks, and the Trojans, similar situation, won 31-12. That'll be an incomplete pass.
Fastballs, ancient, please.
Trojans lead here 27-0. Second down and 20. Or second down, actually second and about 13, I beg your pardon.
And this is a point where you don't have to get it all back, especially this part of the field. You know, you'd like to get 6-7 of it for sure, but you don't have to feel like you got to get all 13 or so in one shot.
Uh-oh. That's incomplete.
Right now, those defensive linemen from Norman, who are very physical, big size up front, but they're just pinning their ears back on the pass rush, and they know to look in the backfield, and as soon as the quarterback begins his throw, they're batting that thing down. So everybody knows the pass is coming.
Perfect time for a screen pass. Let them come and then dump it off. Instead, they throw it back to the receiver, who gets to the 50. And that's a first down. Look for flags. Nice catch and run by Caleb Dillard.
Well, I don't know if we're going to get a replay of this, but you got to give it up for Landon. We're going to see the State Farm Matt McCoy Insurance replay, but you didn't. You just saw the end of it there. But what I was going to say was what you saw, that Kazar took a big shot right as he got rid of the ball, got driven to the ground, and Malachi does a great job.
And now KD carries it inside the 10-yard line to the 8. So it'll be first and goal from the Norman 8-yard line. KD looking for his third score. Instead, he's chopped down at the 5-yard line.
Running right behind Aruru and Kester along that left side. Along with Landon Webb at center, Malik Craig at right guard, Jamison Mobley at right tackle. This is where those linemen say, hey, coach, put it on us. We'll get him in the end zone. Let's grind it and pound it right here.
Trojans have 350 yards total offense. There's Clark Carricker fighting for yardage inside the 5 on second down to about the 2.5.
Big third down play. They're going to bring in Tugwell. They're going to bring in Bryden. Now we've got another flag. Looks like Norman is backing up. It'll only be half the distance if it's against them, but that helps on third down. Short yardage with this jumbo package coming in with Bo Bright, Tugwell, McAnally in the game, Carson Odom, and now there's another flag. That one's got to be against us because we're sitting there talking to the official.
Wow.
So instead of half the distance, it's probably going to be offsetting.
Both coaches, guys, are going to have to tell their players that they cannot say a word because we've got a really quick trigger down here from one of these officials, especially, that any word that's said that he doesn't like, that flag is coming out, and it's coming out quick.
That'll be a 15-yard penalty. We're going to go down.
So they're not offsetting. It's half the distance to the goal on the first one, and then it's 15 yards on the second one.
Yep.
My, oh, my.
Dead ball. So they'll move it back to the 16-yard line.
Moves the ball back to the 16-yard line.
You know, last week, an opportunity to show your character by continuing to fight against an opponent that was really on top of you, and they showed good effort, I thought, even in the fourth quarter.
I agree.
And show their character there, and this is another character opportunity. We got to keep our composure. Don't give teams second chances. Don't give them extra breath of life.
Because schools you're going to play are going to see this, and they're going to bait the Jinx players into stuff like this. All right, Kazar into the end zone. That's a catch. Or I beg your pardon. I thought he held on to it. He took a shot.
And that was a hard shot up high. We'll see. Maybe on the replay we can see if it kind of hit him up around the shoulder and neck area. Yeah, it looks.
Cato took an absolute down there in the end. Taylor asked for
Yeah, again, you're breaking up there, Rob, but here's the deal. Whether it's intentional or not, if it's up around the neck, shoulder area, it is a flag, whether they're intentionally, or just point of contact, it's a flag. Especially when it's a receiver in a defenseless position trying to secure a catch. They didn't put a flag down, but they're having a conversation again, so I don't know what this is.
Jinx has not lost in the Oklahoma City area since 2002. Overall, against teams in the Oklahoma City area, they're 116-10. Now, they've suffered some losses at home the last several seasons. 2 to Edmond Santa Fe, 1 to Norman North, 1 to Westmore. But anytime a game's been played in the Oklahoma City area, whether it's on the road or a neutral site, Trojans have won 45 in a row, and you got to go back to 2002. Last time the Trojans lost a game, that was at Westmore in the quarterfinals.
How did I know you were going to bring that up?
Yeah, that's a
stinger.
That is a stinger. Here's Owen Mahan. He has hit 2 field goals this year in 2 attempts, but none longer than 27. This will be a 34-yard attempt. Sophomore swings through it, has the distance, and it's good.
The kick is good. And with 5:38.
Nice job, Owen Mahan, from 34 yards out. Take a break, come back, and continue in this third quarter with 5:38 remaining.
Best Bank, we believe financial confidence should be within reach for everyone. That's why we're here to help you plan and achieve your goals at every step. Because everyone deserves a financial partner who cares. Our Best Bank, we believe.
Make every occasion unforgettable with Waldo's Chicken and Beer. From corporate lunches to special events, enjoy our irresistible dishes, including breakfast. Waldo's full-service catering has you covered. We'll handle the food so you can focus on what matters. Waldo's Chicken and Beer, catering made easy.
Trojans 30, Tigers nothing. Check some other scores. Bixby was ahead 63-6 over Moore at halftime. Deer Creek was locked up 10-6 at halftime against Edmond North. And Mustang was having no trouble with Enid, and they still aren't. 59-0 Broncos in the third quarter.
I think Enid took it on the chin last week, too, didn't they?
Yes. Bixby's up now in the third quarter, 70-6 on Moore. What a talented team that Spartan team is. 15-yard line. And And that's about it. Up to the 20.
DC Billingsley fields the punt to the top.
6. Like Castleberry again on the stop.
Tackle for the Trojans.
You had Grady Hergo in there too. I'm sorry, go ahead. Austin Klein in there. Definitely, you can tell tonight they've been trying to kick it to this left side of their return of their kickoff team. Try to shorten the field.
So the Trojans led 20-0 after the first quarter. Now 30-0. Here's a little option pitch. That'll be good for about 5 yards. Anthony Johnson.
Different look, 3 wide receivers up at the top, 1 down at the bottom, running the option into the short side of the field and the boundary into their sidelines. That was what they were very successful on last drive, was good first down pickups.
Right. Quarterback is Grayson May. Senior flips it out for Knowles. And he's got the first down.
Took advantage of the edge right there. That time Nas Charleston was playing inside there. As they're able to get it out to the flat quickly. Charleston had to take a different angle, but not before they're able to get the yard to gain and plus some.
Gain of a dozen. Knowles in motion. Anthony Johnson up the gut. And a gain of about 4. Norman started the season again at Norman North to open up their new stadium and beat the Timberwolves 19-13. Had their home opener here against Santa Fe. Won that one 44-21. Faced a state-ranked 6A Division II team in Piedmont here and won 37-7. And last week open district play, winning at Edmond North 35-25. Charleston, number 4,
Fumble.
makes the stop.
Fumble.
On Norman's number 4.
That's got to be a fumble. That's got to be a fumble. Oh, my goodness, Rob.
Face pass falls incomplete.
Incomplete.
Yeah, to me, he caught it, made a football move.
Yeah.
Charleston does a great job of breaking down, keeping him in front of him. Puts the ball on the ground. I think it was Odom that came up with it, and now they call it an incomplete pass.
After the incompletion, 3rd and 6 from Tigers.
Great play by Charleston right there.
Yes, it was. 3rd and 6 at the 48-yard line. Here comes Charleston on the blitz. They pick him up. Still flushed out. Pangburn gets tackled in the backfield, and a pass caught and out of bounds for the first down.
Yeah, that time we had a little twist stunt going on there, and Charleston gets caught up inside. Odom couldn't quite get back outside, so the quarterback takes a couple of steps to his right, able to buy enough time to flip it out and pick up the first down.
It was Orlando Williams that actually looked like he got tackled in the backfield at the Jenks 45-yard line. May when they go up top. That one's picked off. Clayton Klein has his 2nd interception of the year, and he can take it to the house. He needs 1 block. Or does he? They got him fight to the goal line. What are they going to say? Down at the 1-yard line. Cade Klein, what a pick and run.
There's a penalty flag back here, of course, and it's going to come back.
There was a flag that flew fairly early in that return, guys. Way, way, way behind the play.
Okay.
It's coming back. I'm assuming it's after the interception. But I tell you what, now I lost track of who came in on the blitz. I don't know if we're going to get a second look at it. We had somebody come in on the blitz, and I think they actually tipped the ball. To be able to pick that off. It may have been Bran. I can't remember now. I got so excited about the return.
After the interception, holding on the defense, 10 yards from the front of the foul. Jenks first down.
Well, continuing to rack up that penalty yardage tonight. So the offense has to take advantage of this defensive opportunity, and that's a lot of work by Klein to have it all come back. But this is where your offense has to really say, okay, we're gonna take this to the house and get it in for you and make them pay for that mistake.
KD trying to bust one. He had a 70-yarder earlier in the game, gets 2 yards here. He's about 150 yards from passing Josh Fiddler next on the all-time rushing list.
Man, what a great player he was.
He can do anything.
Played running back, played tailback, played defensive back, was the kicker. Quick slip screen there to Caleb Dillard. Able to get upfield in a hurry after yards after catch and make this a much more manageable third down situation. Never forget the overtime game at the Indian Bowl in Muskogee, playing the Roughers, that Fiddler had to, after he scored, had to change his shoe to get the kicking shoe on.
Trying to open things up for KD up near midfield. A gain of about 3.
Should do it.
Got a Norman player down. Still no signal whether it's a first down or not.
He signaled to move the chains. So. Rob, I know it was a hot day. It was a warm day today, but the sun went down and the breezes picked up. I'm not sure if guys are having problems cramping up, but it seems like pretty decent football weather tonight.
Yeah, it's been a beautiful night for football. We've been blessed this season, guys. The last few weeks have been just absolutely perfect conditions. Windier down here now, certainly, than at the start of the game. Winds picked up out of the south, which in this layout is blowing straight across the field, kind of from the Norman sideline right into the face of the Jenks sideline. But, hasn't been much of a factor tonight. But, yeah, just picture perfect early fall conditions here in Oklahoma.
So able to keep that drive alive right there with just getting enough for the line to gain and bringing that first down at midfield. Again, you don't have to strike fast, but you want to get points out of this possession for sure.
KD across midfield and gets another 11.
Really like that scheme right there, getting the ball out to him quick, but Cade Klein helping with the block, and then Nas also sealing off the inside, giving that crease.
Working in a hurry. That's Klein. Is that Cade Klein?
Yeah, that's Klein.
First catch of the year for the sophomore.
Got that tight bunch trips formation into the boundary. Got Cato one-on-one down here.
Oh, throws it over the middle, and Daniel, the intended receiver.
I was just sorry, Don. I was just saying, probably lucky you didn't get that one picked off, because as he's breaking in, you got the interior linebacker breaking to the outside, and I think he's got his eyes on Braxton. Otherwise, if he's reading the ball, he may pick that off.
Getting late here in the third quarter.
Coach Fox, you mentioned it's wide by the boundary. It's extremely wide. Some of these Trojan receivers have been lining up just about a yard from the sideline. They're really spreading out their formations.
Trying to get some room for KD. Down the middle he goes. Breaks a tackle. Gets a block. And down inside the 10. They'll mark it at about the 5 for Caden Jones, known as Batman.
And getting back on the ball quickly. Take advantage.
From the 7, he's into the end zone. His third touchdown of the night.
lots of Tigers down on the ground right there with some great blocking up front, including Braxton Daniel, known for his receiving ability, but doing a great job of finishing that off and helping get KD into the end zone.
Braxton also plays on the basketball team. He's a junior. He played last year after transferring from Booker T. Washington to Jenks, but injuries really curtailed him from a lot of action last season. But boy, he looked good in the summer and really looked good this year for number 9.
Guys, I don't know if we want to note the time and the hour, but we just went an entire drive without a flag. So if you want to,
how about that?
If you want to celebrate that occasion.
Well, yes, after the penalty, after the Clay Klein near pick 6 was brought back after a big penalty, we started at the 39, just went 61 yards in 8 plays.
And I like that drive. They mixed it up. They had some short passes. They able to run the ball effectively. Positive plays, no penalties. So that's the kind of drive you want to be able to sustain.
Here's Owen Mahan with the extra point attempt. And good. 47 seconds left in the third quarter, and the Trojans now improve their lead to 37-0.
Make every occasion unforgettable with Waldo's Chicken and Beer. From corporate lunches to special events, enjoy our irresistible dishes, including breakfast. Waldo's full-service catering has you covered. We'll handle the food so you can focus on what matters. Waldo's Chicken and Beer, catering made easy.
Hi, this is Matt McCoy, former Jenks Trojan. I'm a proud Trojan sponsor this fall. I'm excited for Coach Gaylor and the team. I'd love to help you with your insurance. Please give me a call for a free quote or come by my office at 81st and 129th.
Trojan football brought to you by Matt McCoy Insurance that you just saw there. You can call him for an appointment, 615-6634. KD's third touchdown of the night. He has 212 yards rushing tonight, a career high for number 2. Trying to find my notes on career touchdowns in a Jenks uniform, and he's got a chance next week to become the all-time leader in touchdowns. Caught at the 20-yard line. Down he goes hard at the 31-yard line for Norman. A lot of white shirts getting up from that tackle. 28 Zane Seeger in there, so it's 1st and 10, Norman, closing out the third quarter at their own 31-yard line.
Brett Sharp is chiming in for the 2000 state championship team, and
yes,
he said 14-7 was the '99 championship game.
Thank you.
And he said when I look it up 2000, it says we played Santa Fe, won 28-27 according to the Google web, but that may not be right. So
2000. I've got it right here.
We know the historian. We'll get it figured out.
Yeah, we beat Union 31-12 at TU.
31-12. Brett was right that it was a pretty good thrashing.
Yeah, it was not the 14. That was 99.
Thank you, Brett Sharp,
Thank you.
for listening in and getting us straight.
Exactly.
And I hope to see you at the reunion. Don't be saying you're duck hunting and can't be there.
Big gain here from the 31 up to the 38. So 2nd down and 3 for Norman. Knowles is the Wildcat. He's going to throw it. Nice catch. Flag down in the backfield.
Well, I was afraid that wasn't going to get called, but we were just souffled in the backfield and right in front of the white hat as we were putting pressure on the quarterback, and
so that'll wipe out the nice gain by Haynes Hartsock. Hartsock had an older brother play for Norman just a few years ago. There are quite a few assistant coaches on this Norman staff who played here. Deontay DeFries, B.W. Trineri.
Heavy offense, 10 yards for the previous spot. We play second down. Clock went to 0. We'll have one on time down.
Wait a minute. You cannot end a quarter or a half. Well, you cannot end a quarter on a defensive penalty. I didn't know you could not end it on an offensive penalty. But okay, second down and 13. 28-yard line. Jenks crowd tonight. Not what you would expect. Here's Knowles. Look at his muscle. Boy, they're trying to rip the ball out, and they can't. That's a big mass of humanity. Let's hope everybody's okay getting up. When you're in the bottom of that pile. Oof. Odom and Klein get up. Klein's shaking his right hand, right arm. We'll head to the fourth quarter, and the Trojans are up 37-0 on Trojan TV.
When pain slows you down, even the simplest movements can feel out of reach. But you don't have to go through it alone. At Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma, we provide the results you want and the care you deserve. From diagnosis to recovery, our specialists offer advanced treatment and personalized care so you can heal and get back to what moves you. Because life keeps moving, and we'll keep you moving with it every step of the way. Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma. Heal, recover, advance.
Hi, this is Matt McCoy, former Jenks Trojan. I'm a proud Trojan sponsor this fall. I'm excited for Coach Gaylor and the team. I'd love to help you with your insurance. Please give me a call for a free quote or come by my office at 81st and 129th.
Before. Okay, I think so. Scott Van Dyke checking on the penalties going into the fourth quarter. 13 for 133.
We're so glad Scott's here tonight.
Absolutely.
We missed having him around.
Yes,
so glad
we have.
He drove up from Frisco, Texas to join us tonight. And he's going to watch Boomer Sooner tomorrow. Michael Hawkins.
I'm anxious to see how I think he'll do pretty well tomorrow.
I hope so.
I think he will. I think he'll be pretty good. He's got an offensive coordinator behind him. He's had some experience now. I really look for him to do some pretty good things.
I know Mason Prince was getting some tips and strategy tactics and giving some plays to Brent Venables last week.
Right.
He was in the end zone with him.
Well, here comes Norman to start the fourth quarter. Knowles throwing deep and unable to catch it, hang on to it.
It's tough. They've got the route that they want. It's a long throw across the field. Ace is got him covered deep, but the ball is short, so the receiver has to come back to it. Just too far for him to get back there, and falls to the ground, brings up fourth down. Bring on the punt unit for the Tigers.
Intended for Casey Billingsley. Trying to find the most penalties in a game. I think it's 60. Here it is. 19 penalties, 175 yards at Springdale, Arkansas, 1996.
Oh, dear.
Coach Fox was on the sidelines for that.
Ouch.
For that one.
Another painful memory.
Yes. Here's the kick. Fair catch called for, taken by KD at the 30-yard line. Next is 16 penalties at Tahlequah in 03. Okay. And then there are 3 games, 15 penalties.
Okay. Still got a quarter to go.
Yes, we still have a...
Ever the optimist. Scott Van Dyke says we have a chance to break the record tonight.
Still got another quarter.
I don't think we want to break the record.
After the 31-yard kick, let's see what the Trojans do. 1st and 10, up 37-0. See if they bring in some reserves. So we've just started the fourth quarter. Nope, staying with Kazar. Landon tonight, 195 yards passing. 2 touchdowns, both to Caleb Dillard.
Have Carricker in there.
Yes.
At running back, and then Aiden Jordan, senior, I think making his first playing time. Varsity's out there in the slot.
Yeah, they moved him from running back to receiver. And
And another senior one. Guys, Cooper Peters.
Ah, yeah.
Out there on the edge.
Nice.
One of our September seniors of the month.
Exactly. Peters family have had their share of players here in the system. Pass incomplete.
Bizarre's pass ball was incomplete.
They've had some great players here at Norman. Wow. 92 All-Stater, or 109 All-Staters.
And a guy named Peters was one of them as well, I think.
Yes, Tyrell Peters. He beat us in that semifinal game, 92. Yeah, that was a good team in 1992. They had Dusty Lovelace, who was a defensive lineman at OU. Tyrell Peters went on to OU. Here's Carricker. Look at him break some tackles. That's the kind of guy Clark Carricker is. Just runs low to the ground. Much different look than what you see with KD and a first down.
And what's significant there is he's bouncing off lots of guys, keeping those leg churn going, and really fighting for that first down to keep this drive alive. What you don't want to do at this point in the game is go 3 and out, turn the ball right back over to Norman. You want to get a drive that's going to eat up some clock. Whether you put points on the board or not, you want to start using that clock.
Another player from that 92 team for Norman was a quarterback, Brian Self, who went on to play at Navy and quarterbacked the Tigers that year to the state championship, beating Lawton Eisenhower after beating Jenks in the semis. That's a fastball intended for Jordan, overthrown.
So he's gone to Aiden twice on the hitch and hasn't been able to connect yet, but good to see that senior getting his chance.
Yeah, Norman goes back a long ways when it comes to football. They opened their doors at Norman High in 1891 and played their first football game in 1896.
Incompletion brings up 2nd down and 10 for the Trojans.
2nd and 10 from the 48-yard line. Another Carricker run, slashing off left tackle.
Well, before it was Allen Trimble Stadium, it was Hunter Dwelly Stadium, named after a couple of World War I veterans, I believe, at Jenks. And Harv Collins Field here is named after a World War I veteran from the U.S. Navy. Played it here at Norman, ran track and football at OU in the 1910 area.
3rd and 5 coming up at the 48-yard line. Yeah, Francis Hunter and Charles Dwelly. They called him Fat Dwelly in the paper.
I bet he wasn't.
Probably not. This is Scott. Look at him bull for the first down. Nice running by number 32, the sophomore, Kyron Scott.
Great push up front. You got Bo Bright in there now, but we're pulling guys over from the left side of the line and just moving some bodies to give Scott that bowling ball opportunity to be knocking down some Tiger pins.
Averaging 5 yards a carry, 1 touchdown. That was in the, I believe that was in the first game of the year against Santa Fe. It's another first down. Trojan train is rolling tonight, 440 yards in offense.
Look at here, look at here.
And he's got another big run inside the 40 down to the 38-yard line.
214 pounds on Kyron Scott, and I mean, just built like a bruiser, guys. And as just a sophomore, you know, Trojan fans watching tonight, really getting a good glimpse of maybe the future of the tailback position after KD is graduated from this program. But Kyron Scott showing a lot of promise, and I think fans should be pretty optimistic about what this kid can bring to the table.
And a lot of power. I mean, that was back in August, so it's north of 220 by now. I guarantee you, he's running hard.
Set up deep in the backfield, Daniel in motion. Landon Webb gives the snap. Here's Scott trying to go outside, and a nice open field tackle as a flag goes down. Tackle in the backfield by one of their captains, Noah Holzer.
14
Talking about Norman All-Staters. One that I remember as a little kid. My mom was organist at Trinity Baptist Church, not too far from here, and the pastor was Pastor Deck Blevins, and his son was Dean Blevins, who went on to OU and just retired out of the news anchor business, sports anchor business, longtime broadcaster on television. And as a little kid, I thought he was pretty cool.
Dean was pretty cool. Well, stayed in football and basketball. Could have played basketball at North Carolina or football at OU. And Barry Switzer talked him in. He really wanted to play basketball. And Barry Switzer talked him into playing football.
Played
in the wishbone.
Played behind Steve Davis, right. And got some opportunities when Steve Davis would hang half 100 on
exactly.
people. And came in and did a good job himself.
Actually started and played in front of Thomas Lott at one time, but then had an injury right before, I think, the OU Texas game, and Thomas Lott came in. I don't think Dean ever got the starting job back, but he did come in that big OU Nebraska game and fire some strikes late in the game and led OU to a come-from-behind win. But yeah, great career for Dean. He had an older brother, Paul, that was an All-Stater here in '65. Dean was an All-Stater in '73. Jay Jimerson followed him in '76 as an All-State quarterback.
I was going to say, just missed Daniels there on the inside slant to bring up this third down play.
Third down and 12. From the Norman 48-yard line for Kazar. Still wants to go deep. Fires. Daniel catches it. What a play. To the 20. Oh, he stays on his feet and heads to the end zone for number 9. Touchdown, Trojans.
Well, that guy earned every bit of that one. Staying with it, we'll see here on the Matt McCoy State Farm Insurance replay that this ball gets battered around and makes it really hard for him to stay on it with his concentration. But that's an incredible job, and then able to elude that last tackler, earning himself a touchdown right there.
That's his third touchdown catch of the year, I believe, out of 5 catches. 48-yard connection.
Okay.
48-yard connection between Daniel and Kazar.
Thank you.
Extra point by Mahan coming up. Extra point on its way. And it's 44-0 midway through this fourth quarter on Jenks Trojan TV. 69-yard drive for the Trojans.
And number 69 is headed to the Greek Life student section there for the super fans, and made sure he led them in their cheer after the touchdown, and he's headed back to the bench. Rob, that is a distinctive pink bandana that he always wears, if you notice that.
Yeah, he's actually got a towel on too, just around the waist with the Vanderbilt V logo on it. And Commodore's got a big game tomorrow.
Yes,
he's going to be there down in Tuscaloosa, I believe, as they take on Bama. So.
Caleb Barnett's been in the end zone for the.
He has.
He has. He's been playing. He played quite a bit early in the season. Still playing every game, getting his hands on the ball in every game. Here's the kickoff. This will be taken inside the 20-yard line for about a 5-yard gain. Trojans have been much better on the kickoff returns tonight after that return.
What's interesting to note there is, again, we're doing the chip shot, but it's been, for most of the game, it's been to our left. That time pushed to their right, pushed into their sidelines. So good to see that we can drop it in some different locations when we want to. Be interesting to see who comes out here. I would think we'd have some reserves coming in. Julian Tugwell coming out.
Trojans.
For the defensive line, sorry.
That's all right. Trojans nearly 500 yards in total offense tonight. Norman 144 yards, looking for their first score. They have challenged once tonight. They've been in Jenks territory 3 times. That's incomplete. He'll bring 2nd and 10. They got as deep as the Jenks 16-yard line when Caleb Dillard got an interception at the goal line.
Case Easter out there now, along with Cam Clinton.
There's the quarterback nose busting loose. Ankle tackle prevents something further.
Almost a completely different defensive unit here for the Trojans. Kind of wholesale turnover on that side of the ball at this point in the football game.
Zane Seeger on the tackle. 1 to 10 yards. Late handoff to Johnson. He turns the corner.
That's coming back for a hold.
Nice job of chasing him across the field to knock him out of bounds.
Yeah, that's coming back for hold as it should, because they were all over us. They're holding our corner there. I believe that was Cam Clinton, just had to straighten his shoulder pads up.
A couple of players that are playing collegiate ball tomorrow. Jaden Bray was a fine receiver here at Norman, went to Oklahoma State. He is transferred, I think Virginia Tech. No, West Virginia. And Harrison Utley was an offensive tackle that is at Kansas. So the hold was upfield. So it is in effect a 10-yard penalty, but it's 1st and 11 from the 33-yard line. Knowles is doing all the quarterbacking now. He'll try to run up the middle, now bounces outside. And bringing him down is Cam Clinton.
Got Grant Cutter in there now. We've got Jalen Friday in there now. We've got Zach McKenzie in there now. Those guys fighting hard, along with Cade Hodges.
32-yard run. Their best play of the night. 4-man front. Let's look deep. It's picked off. Nice play at the 20-yard line.
Rob, we had a hard time seeing what number got that.
20.
Did you see 20?
Yeah, that's Aiden Stevens, guys.
Senior defensive back.
Good coverage down the field by the Trojans there. Not really any good spot to go with the football there for Knowles, and just kind of threw one up that Stevens was able to settle under and get himself a pretty easy pick. So after getting gashed by Knowles on the previous couple of plays, the backup Trojan defenders kind of come up big there.
Nice. Midway through this fourth quarter, Trojans maintain the 44-point lead.
So you expect to see some different Trojans on offense here. As the Tigers also bring in some of their second guys.
Timeout, Trojans. And we'll take a break.
Let me tell you about this new pretzel cheddar club. Hey, I'm Carlos.
And I'm Ebony. And a little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A Pretzel Cheddar Club
is the tangy Dijon with the pretzel bun. When I add the Dijon mustard to this pretzel bun, it takes it to a whole nother level.
It goes perfectly with the chicken and the cheddar cheese and the bacon.
Man, you know how much you love bacon. And I love the different varieties. Grilled, spicy, original. It gets you nice and excited for fall.
Real guests paid for their testimonials.
Here come the Trojans, 1st and 10 at the 21-yard line. Midway fourth quarter, Isaiah Q. Butcher is in at QB now. Kyron Scott in at running back. We'll get some of the offensive linemen. Here's low snap. Hand off to Scott.
That boy go.
Up to the 27-yard line. Let's see. We got 66 in there. Well, that's Mobley's. The offensive line still intact?
No. Got different guys in
Different 66.
That may still be Mobley, but...
yeah. Webb's still in there, number 60, the center.
But we've taken Kester out, taken Malik Craig out.
Bo Bright's in at left guard. See if we can find the left tackle is 54. That's Zachary McKenzie, is junior.
Jake Flowers in at H-back right now, going in motion.
Handoff Scott caught in the backfield this time. And the right guard is 65 Maddox Bradley, junior.
Braxton Talent in there, slot receiver, along with Aiden Jordan, who was in on the last series.
So 3rd down and 8 at the 23-yard line. Butcher, while in, has played well at quarterback. 6 carries, 56 yards, 9 yards a carry, and then 2 of 3 passing with an interception. But his 2 completions were 39 yards. See what he does here on 3rd and 8. Going to run it. Scott busts loose. 1st down. Kyron Scott up to the 34-yard line, a gain of 11.
And they've got Maddox Young in at quarterback now, guys. So
thank you.
Getting him a couple of snaps as well.
Got Grant Lowe lined up in the slot down here on the sideline closest to us, the press box.
Young came in, I believe, in the Union game a few weeks ago to close that one out. 21 splits out. It's Braxton Talent, senior, tight end. And the jet sweep to Jordan. Nice cut. 1st down. Across the 50 to the Norman 49-yard line. That'll be good for 17.
Senior coming on the jet sweep and showing his running back skills right there. He gets out in open field and makes one guy miss, and then able to fight through an arm tackle, get a few extra yards after contact. Good job for Aiden right there.
Awesome to see some of these guys get meaningful snaps in this game. Meaningful for them because they work so hard in practice. They're in the weight room. They're running scout team. I mean, they put in the time and the effort, and you know they're itching to get out there on a Friday night and show what they can do. And Aiden Jordan showing, hey, you get an opportunity, young man. Take advantage of it.
Exactly.
He did exactly that. Kyron Scott doing the same thing so far in his time.
Got Butcher back in at quarterback now.
He's going to run it. Powers his way inside the 40 for a 1st down. See how many first downs the Trojans have garnered tonight. I got him at 20. First down at the Norman 38-yard line. Tick, tick, tick goes the clock. Evaporating down to the final 2.5 minutes. Trojans jumped out to a 20-0 lead in the first quarter. Led 27-0 at halftime. 37-0 in the third. Now 44-0 here in the fourth. This is Scott again, looking for the end zone. Turns it on to the 5-yard line.
Pretty good setup there. You're faking the jet sweep. The timing is really nice there with Butcher. Times it up to fake the jet sweep and then turn and hand it to Scott, who, like Rob said, is taking advantage of that opportunity, showing he has power and speed.
They really think that he is going to help them as the season goes along, and maybe some meaningful minutes, Kyron Scott. Quarterback change again. Butcher is out. Maddox Young, the sophomore, is in.
Flowers back in at H-back.
Grant Lowe was coming out. Now they tell him to get back in as a slot receiver.
I think we're going victory.
Oh, yeah. Just going to go take a knee. Good sportsmanship from Coach Gaylor.
Coach Fox, forgive me if you guys had mentioned this earlier, but before we go off the air tonight, we got to say happy birthday to a legend, the man in the booth, Don King, happy birthday on Monday.
Oh, thank you very much.
Big birthdays. Kennedy Fox had a birthday yesterday.
Nice, he did.
Mike Honecker, the former director of the Performing Arts Center, who always listens in. If he's not at the game, he's got a birthday next week. But, of course, the one and the only, the voice of the Trojans.
That's right.
The GOAT himself. Definitely a guy who should be a nominee for the Hall of Fame, Don King.
Thank you. Barry Switzer's got a birthday. I think his birthday is Sunday. I think
guys
he's either the
celebrating
day
together?
before me or after me.
You guys getting together to celebrate?
No.
No, he didn't want to. Don didn't.
He didn't. We used to back in the day when I produced his TV show. We'd celebrate.
What's going on here?
So let's see here. We've got it down to 15 seconds. And that'll do it. So the Trojans are back on the winning track in a big way. A resounding 44-0 win over the Norman Tigers, who lose their first game of the year to go to 4-1, 1-1 in district play. And that's exactly where the Trojans are, 4-1 overall and 1-1 in district play. Check the other scores in the district. Deer Creek has beaten Edmond North at home 13-12. So the Antlers go to 2-0 in district play. Mustang all over Enid tonight, 75-0. Bigsby all over Moore tonight, 81-6. Ouch. Taking no prisoners.
Lions.
And the Rams put it on Union tonight. Boy, the Red Hawks are struggling, aren't they? 35-9 in the third quarter in favor of Owasso. Union's won, well, they won their first game last week, right? 16-6 over Santa Fe. So those are some of the scores in 6A. Congratulations to Adam Gaylor and this Jenks Trojan train that keeps on rolling into homecoming next week. Coach Fox, this one had to feel pretty good.
Oh, yes. I mean, the questions that you had, the things you wanted to clean up from last week, you're worried about your defense and defensive tackling. And so I know Coach Gaylor, who Rob's going to talk to, is happy about that.
Let's go down to Rob Labor. He's got the winning head coach.
All right, thanks very much, Don. Down here on the field with head coach Adam Gaylor. Trojans win this one 44-0. Like I said at halftime, I know last week was a frustrating one defensively. What does it mean to you to see a goose egg on the board for the opposition?
You know, it's very difficult to get a shutout in 6A1 football, but especially against a really good football team like those guys. They got a good offense, really big up front, really good tailback, and so it's very difficult. It means a lot. You know, we challenge the kids, you know, being more physical, doing a great job, you know, tackling. Our guys came out, had the best week of practice we've had all year. So that just tells you the kind of, kind of stuff we're built, we're made of right there. So proud of those guys.
Yeah, I'm sure that there was a lot of talk during the week of how you bounce back from that, right? And what kind of resiliency did your squad show to show that, hey, we didn't do our best, we didn't play our best, we can put that behind us, move on quickly, and turn the page?
Yeah, just exactly like that. They came in on Sunday. We bring them in on Sundays, and Coach Whitmer had them in the weight room at 2 o'clock, and they were upset. They were mad, like angry, ready to get back out there, ready to attack it. And you can see it in the way we practice, you know, their attitude. And it just tells you, again, what kind of kids we got. You know, it's Jenks. They're going to battle back. You know, they're going to have poise. They're going to have grit, you know, which is, a word we've talked about in the offseason. And our guys have it. They're going to keep battling, keep swinging. Even last week, you know, second half, we kept fighting, kept playing. So super proud of how those guys came back.
We've got a guy here who's our Waldo's Chicken player of the game, KD Jones, 212 yards tonight, 3 touchdowns. I know we're used to it, and we're almost spoiled seeing how this guy carries the football and the things he does. What did you like out of his game the most tonight?
Well, that's one of the things we talked about, at the end of Friday night was you got to be able to run the football on our terms, and we didn't do that last week. And, you know, the challenge the offensive line, hey, we need to run for 200 yards tonight. So he kind of took care of that by himself. So, I was proud of him. It wasn't his longest run, but he catches the bubble out here and he runs through a tackle. And so that's kind of one of the things Coach Gaylor's been preaching is being, physical, because he's a big, strong guy and runs run through arm tackles outside of his athleticism. We all know, how he is there. But super proud of KD, and yeah, anytime he can get his hands on the ball, him and 5, we're in good shape.
Yeah, Coach, appreciate the time as always. Congrats on the win. Thanks so much.
You're welcome. Go Trojans.
KD, by the way, Rob, is 3 touchdowns away from becoming the all-time leader in Jenks history.
All right, good to know, Don. So Don King upstairs just said 3 touchdowns away from being the all-time leader in touchdowns in Jenks Trojan history. What? You hear numbers like that, what does that mean to you?
Shoot, I know that. That's exciting. I got one to chase next week. So, shoot, that's big time. Last name in history. My name in history. So that's big time.
Tell me just about the mentality, the mindset for you and your teammates bouncing back from last week with what transpired on your home field and taking that energy, taking that passion to the field tonight, and how you guys were able to put together this performance.
Yeah, we had a lot of fuel. We were embarrassed last week, at our home, in front of a sold-out crowd. We were embarrassed. So, we attacked the week really well. We had a great week of practice. Lifts went good. We came on Sunday when we came to film. We were excited to be back. We had something to chase. So I'm so proud of this team and how we responded to a loss.
Tell me about just your offensive line tonight. You guys seem to have things clicking very early. It was working early and often. What did you like about the effort your offense put together as a package tonight?
Yeah, like I said, they had a little bit more fuel. The Norman coach said, the game's going to be won in the trenches, and he thought his team was more physical. Our O-line before the series, they were like, we weak. That's what the coach is saying. So, they came out here and did their job. They were really aggressive, making the holes for me, made it easy for me.
KD, you're our Waldo's Chicken Player of the game. Congratulations, 212 yards rushing, 3 touchdowns. Well done, young man. Appreciate the time.
Thank you.
Back upstairs to you guys.
All right, thank you, Rob. As we wrap it up, 212 yards rushing, a career high. 3rd time he's gone over 200 yards in a game. We'll document all that during the Jenks Trojan TV show coming up Wednesday night on Cox Cable at 6:30, and then on Trojan TV after that. Your final thoughts on the game tonight?
Great job tonight, coming down, taking care of business, fighting through adversity, fighting through some challenging calls, challenging situations, but ending up with a shutout and good offensive production as well. And finishing up the game with some other guys who had something to prove and looked like they had some fun.
Yes, they did.
Got to come back to Allen Trimble Stadium next week for homecoming. Parade at 5:30, game kickoff at 7 o'clock. Don't want to miss it.
You in charge of the parade?
Yes, I guess you could say that.
I like it. For Eric Fox, Rob Labor, and for Mason Prince and the rest of our Trojan TV crew, 570 yards total offense tonight moves that into the top 20 of all time in Jenks history as well. Hope you enjoyed it as much as we enjoyed bringing it to you. We'll see you next week as Jenks takes on Mustang in homecoming, 6:45 pregame, 7 o'clock kickoff here on Jenks Trojan TV.